Check, check. We are Amanda, and we are broadcasting live from Altamont, Kansas, upon the footprint of Labette County High School within the confines of Lucas Field, home of your Labette County football Grizzlies. It is playoff season, week number 2, the regional round. Labette County, the 2 seed in the East region, taking on the 7 seed, a familiar foe in the Chanute Blue Comets. Welcome in, Grizzly Nation. This is the Tank Connection pregame show of Labette County Grizzly football. My name is Jack Leak III. Alongside me is my father, Jack Leak Jr., and soon to be joined by cameraman and third fill-in broadcaster Caleb McKee, Labette County senior and football manager. The cheerleaders and the student body are out on the field in the north side of it, holding up the black Labette County Grizzlies banner that is about to be busted through by your Labette County Grizzlies. Dad, we'll go ahead and jump into the pregame show before the players run out and we have our national anthem. This is a Labette County team that's coming off of a 56-12 victory in the first round over the Bonner Springs Braves here at home last week. I think it'll be a little bit different this week from the sense of, yes, the perhaps the quality of opponent went up, but we played Chanute 2 weeks ago to share an SEK title with the Blue Comets. And so just 2 measly weeks ago, we played the Blue Comets here at home, and final score of that one was 35-14 in the favor of the Grizzlies. And so here we meet again. I'm sure the Blue Comets are chomping at the bit to get another crack at us.
Yeah, and that's the age-old adage or whatever the word is for it in athletics. You know, you beat a team handily one time, you turn around and play them again, and people always say it's hard to beat a team twice, and it is on all levels. So what do? I imagine Chanute in the couple weeks off, of course, have looked at the tape of our game with them, but they also, no doubt, checked out our losses. They probably watched our Independence game a lot, Wellington, and so I'm sure Chanute's going to make some changes offensively, maybe not as much on defense, but probably maybe throw the ball more or do something different to try to fragment that Grizzly defense. And as far as the Grizzly side, what do you change? I doubt very little, really. You stick with what got you here. We already mix it up anyway. We run the ball and establish a run and then pass as we need to, kind of a thing. So I look for Chanute to try to have some wrinkles and kinks and surprises, something to try to generate some energy, and Labette County just to play solid, disciplined defense and offense and just continue with what we've done all year.
And throughout that year, Labette County went 6-2 in the regular season and bested the Blue Comets on senior night to be co-SEK champions with Chanute. The Blue Comets, on the other hand, tonight's opposition, finished the regular season at an even 4-4 and beat Lewisburg last week in Chanute 29-28. We had that game pulled up on our iPad here in the booth while Labette County was putting it on the Braves. We had the Chanute and Lewisburg game pulled up on our screens up here, and Lewisburg scored a touchdown and decided to go for 2 in the closing seconds to try to win that game, and the Blue Comets held them inside the 1-yard line to get the win and the opportunity to travel to Altamont for the second time in 3 weeks and get another crack at our senior-led Labette County Grizzlies. 10 minutes until kickoff here at Lucas Field. The Labette County football team about to make their way across the railroad tracks at the north end of Lucas Field. We're back in 1 minute with more Tank Connection pregame show. Welcome back in, Grizzly fans. Jack and Jack with you as always. This is the Tank Connection pregame show. Labette County versus Chanute, the regional round of the playoffs. Let's take a look around at some of the other matchups taking place within the confines of the Class 4A playoffs. At the top of the bracket in the East region, there's two matchups going on tonight, and Labette County would only see one of these four teams, and that would be in the sub-state Final Four round of the playoffs. Eudora is hosting Paola tonight. Eudora put it on Coffeyville last week, and Paola put it on Kansas City Sumner. So both teams put up near 60 points last week, are going head-to-head tonight. And then, boy, a familiar name, Bishop Miege, the 13 seed. They play a tough schedule all year. Taking on Tonganoxie at Tongi tonight. Tonganoxie's just kind of a tough athletic program, both in basketball and in football and in wrestling.
Yeah.
So we'll see if Miege can't get a run for their money from Tonganoxie tonight. So it's Eudora and Paola and Bishop Miege and Tonganoxie. And then before us, it's Labette County taking on Chanute. And should we win tonight, we will play the winner of Ottawa and Kansas City Piper. We'll stick with the east side of the bracket for now and concern ourselves with the western side later if we have some time in the halftime show. But if you can hear in the background the theme that Labette County runs out to all the time, Hell's Bells is ringing here at Lucas Field, and that means that our Grizzlies are about to make their way onto the field. Dad, I know I've asked you questions that are built around your experience playing high school football, but I do know that football is a little different from basketball in the sense of that it is purely, it's body on body. So yes, it is hard to beat a team twice, but it's even harder in basketball, I think.
Yeah.
In football, if you're bigger, faster, stronger, you're going to win the majority of matchups. And I think Chanute is one of the bigger, faster, stronger opponents we've played, and definitely the most in the league. So they match up with us pretty well from their point of things. But I still like us by a couple scores tonight. It'll be closer, but I don't know if Chanute can flip it dramatically after we put it on them 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think, too, and this always matters, of course, is the psychology of it all. What we don't want to happen is for anything good to happen for Chanute early. You know, if they've got some new wrinkle they're going to try, and their game plan is that a few changes here is all we need to do, and then something good happens early, then they start believing things that really shouldn't be happening. And sports, the psychology of it is the big flip. So if something does go well for Chanute, they run one back, they burn us early on a touchdown or something, we just have to stay play by play, stick to our game plan. And this team's done a good job of really never being rattled. We've always fought and played well wherever. So, yeah, I'm with you. I think if the Grizzlies just control the ball, Keep our turnovers very limited.
That'll be big.
And continue to play 4 good quarters like we've done the last 2 weeks. I think we should handle this game, yes.
I think not turning the ball over is a great point that you made there, because if we can make Chanute go 48 minutes, that's 12 a quarter, 4 quarters, and just beat us even keel, meaning we don't give them an advantage, a high snap that they recover, a blocked punt, special teams return to the 10-yard line, turnovers. If we just square them up and say beat us for 48 minutes, I like Labette County's chances. However, Chanute, a good team, always has been, seemingly always will be. Not an easy task by any stretch for our Grizzlies that are busting their way through the flag, holding American flags. Leading the pack for Labette County is Lucas Hayward, the senior, alongside his buddy Bryson Dickens, 2 offensive linemen for Labette County. 4 minutes until kickoff here at Lucas Field. National anthem about to take place here in a moment. We'll chat up until that point. Chanute making their way onto the field as well. Labette County donning those black uniforms, tops and bottoms, with red shiny helmets with a Labette County split face logo on either side of the caps. Chanute in all whites with powder blue numbers and white helmets. This has been the Tank Connection pregame show on 106.7 KLKC. We're going to step aside for 2 minutes for our nation's anthem.
Under the direction of band director
National anthem played beautifully by the Labette County High School Band. 1 minute until kickoff of the regional round of the playoffs in Class 4A. Labette County taking on Chanute. Captains for both teams holding hands, making their way to center field upon the face of the Grizzly face, painted red and yellow, and the refs there to meet them for the coin toss. For Labette County, captains tonight, seniors Barrett Heston, Michael Reed, Kagan Bates, and Tayton Claiborne. Those seniors, 18 of them, have been terrific all year long. Deontay Fields for Labette County, running back who stepped in for the injured Jamal Jackson since the start of the season. Granted, Deontay is just a junior. How about that? And so is Nolan Nash, who had 4 touchdowns last week. But back to Deontay for a moment. Fields, there was a Sports in Kansas article written about him this week, and I loved that was done because he deserves a lot of credit. I know zero of us wish anything would have happened to Jamal. Zero. Deontay has stepped in and has done a nice job. He has 123 yards per game and has just ran hard. And for a lot of teams, I think an injury like that would have crushed him. And would we be better with Jamal? You better believe it. But Deontay has been fantastic.
Yeah, he sure has. And at what do you say? Just a lot of hard work, a lot of heart. Of course, Jamal's been in his corner. You see him talking to him every time he runs off the field, or often anyways. And what a tremendous season. And so, I look forward to another 123 out of him tonight.
Nolan Nash had 4 touchdowns last week for Labette County. He had 3 of our first 3 touchdowns and then 4 of our first 5. He was the beneficiary of a fumbled Bonner Springs kickoff return, and he took it to the house himself. Blue Comets have brought on the east side of the stadium a nice traveling support crew as anticipated, and the stands below us, I'm going to guess, pretty much filled in on the west side of the field being the home side. But you can tell as Chanute's going to receive to open the game, 12 minutes put on the scoreboard, Chanute's fired up and ready to go. Now, remember, this is a Blue Comets team that we hadn't beaten in years, and now we got to beat them twice in 3 weeks. Yeah. So I know Labette County's probably the better team. They showed that 2 weeks ago. Yes, I get it. But it kind of goes back to, the Pittsburgh Dragons or the Winfield Vikings. Teams we haven't beaten, we got them. Now you got to beat them again when it matters more than the last time.
Yeah, it does. And I have no doubt, though, in listening to Coach Arterbright and some of the kids, they've really focused on this, one play at a time mentality, respecting your opponent. So, I don't know. We've sure been in a good headspace and playing well physically. So, I have a good feeling about our game tonight.
Regional round of the playoffs. Class 4A, Labette County, Chanute. Nolan Nash set to boot it away right to left. Thanks for being with us. High kick, spin sideways, caught at the 20 by the Blue Comets. Hit at the 35, still on his feet, pops it outside and goes down at the 42. A little spark for the Blue Comets. Boy, they are juiced. That was number 8, Kaysen Otis on the return.
Yeah, special teams, especially kickoffs, are really kind of dangerous if you think about the setup. You have all basically 11 men spread 3 or 4 yards apart all the way across the field. So if the runner's able to kind of break that first line of defense, there's oftentimes some open room to run. So your outer guys really have to collapse once they see where that ball's going. So here's a wrinkle here. Got 4 receivers right for Chanute.
Asher Love, the running back, next to Chris Harding Jr., the quarterback for the Blue Comets. In the gun, quarterback draw for Harding. Reed swipes at him and misses, but Claiborne makes him pay after a pickup of 6.
Yeah, so I don't remember that a few weeks ago. So as we spoke before the game, a little different look there. They sent 4 way right. I think 1 in the backfield and just run a quarterback draw with a talented quarterback. So, they won first down there, picking up 7.
Mason Hoppus, Wyatt Kepley, healthy, hurt his ankle last week, has it taped up tonight. Michael Reed, Keegan Stritsky rotates with Justin Nash. That's your defensive line for Labette County. 2nd down and 4 for the Blue Comets. This is just the second play of the football game. The ball is spotted at midfield. A flag from the line judge in front of the Labette County sideline. Didn't look like anyone moved unless Otis was lined up. Let's see what the call is. Lined up offsides. I think Otis lined up offsides for the Blue Comets, so that just about negates the Chris Harding quarterback draw. So 2nd down and 9 for the Blue Comets back in their own territory.
Yeah, that's one more phase of the game is mistakes, penalties. Grizzlies have been pretty tight all year long, and Chanute's got one right there that really hurt that first down play. So Grizzlies now need to capitalize on this situation. 2nd and 8.
Have to imagine there's a little bit of nerves. I know there are nerves, but kind of a little bit of almost anxiousness dwelled up in some of these guys. Biggest game they've ever played in. Quarterback draw. Harding hit at the belt. Down he goes. Gain of 3. Looked like he had some grass. Nicely done inside by a duo of Keegan Stritsky and maybe Aaron Wyrick in there on the mix.
Yeah, and that's one more thing we didn't talk a lot about earlier is the pressure is on the team that won last time by big numbers. I mean, Chanute's coming in here really the underdog, kind of expected to lose type thing. Not by us, but just in general. So it just puts the pressure on the team that's supposed to win. So, again, focus in, play one down at a time, and make things happen.
3rd and 5, first third down of the game. Harding drops back, not even a step, looks on a slant pattern, caught at the 40 of the Labette County Grizzlies by Otis. First down, Blue Comets. He has a beautiful arm, and there were some passes that were dropped in that matchup a couple weeks ago, but Harding has no lack of ability to throw that pigskin.
Yeah, and I think we'll see a lot of that tonight. We were talking off air before the game that Independence hurt us some on some quick slants.
Wellington.
Yes. So, you know, I'm going to call on our defensive line to really get in there quick and stir some things up, maybe some blitzes, something to make him throw off his back foot or on the run.
1st and 10 Blue Comets in white uniforms tonight. Handoff, hit at the line, down he goes. Michael negative read, whipping down Love to the ground. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that was a good job disrupting up front. And again, I figured Chanute wouldn't just completely abandon the run or trying to soften up the inside, but again, I think they'll continue to utilize that quarterback on the draws and on the sprint out passes. So, but great play there.
2nd and 10 Blue Comets. They address the football. Brady Alonzo, big number 77 on the right side of the line. We'll see if they go to him or if it's a pass. Harding is going to throw it straight left at the 45. Caught, adjusting, hit, dropped. Gain of 3 at the 40. In there on the effort, Kagan Bates.
Yeah, and that's another area where we're awfully good. And we're so quick on the edges, and even our linebackers, to throw a quick out and then try to just out-juke us. Good luck with that. So, tremendous pursuit by the Grizzlies, bringing up 3rd and 9.
These Labette County defensive backs perhaps going to be tested more so than they have maybe all year. We faced mainly run-first opponents all season.
Yeah, I look for that slant pass again right through the middle. I can see the gap right here.
8 minutes first quarter, big 3rd and 9. Quarterback draw. Harding tries to squeeze. Won't get close, gets half maybe. Perhaps Coach Cleet Frizzell for the Blue Comets, I'm assuming they'll go for it, had that in mind before that play. 4th down and 5.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good call. I mean, you got a good athlete in the quarterback, and you know, he's hurt his inside before, and, you know, we were probably thinking pass, so that's when you don't pass, when you think the defense is keying on that. So, hey, big 4th down here.
Fourth and 5.
Watch the snap count.
Ball on the left hash. Chanute moving to the south end of the field, left to right as I see it. Harding rolls right after he collects the snap. Slant or an out route, incomplete. Looking for Otis, well defended by Deontay Fields. Turnover on downs. Blue Comets. Labette County takes over. Big stop after a kind of intense build-up to this game.
That was a great defensive play. That is so hard to do. It's just difficult. It's hard to explain, but to guard a man running at you full speed, and he cuts straight right and runs an out route, and you're supposed to break on it before the quarterback gets the ball. That's just, he timed that perfectly, and what a great stop. Now we have a chance to stack some momentum here.
Deontay, our running back, a great corner as well. I don't remember what ranking he finished with interceptions last year, but it was up there. 1st and 10, first time we've seen junior quarterback Aaron Wyrick in number 7 for the Grizzlies. Handoff to the left side is going to go to Nolan Nash, and he's chopped down after a loss of 1 on a left-handed handoff.
Looked like that developed a little slow. Chanute did a good job. Their defensive end kind of came straight upfield. He didn't collapse. He didn't get hooked, and that really spread that run out. Kind of a slow developing play.
Offensive line for the Grizzlies, Lucas Hayward, Wyatt Kepley, Michael Reed, Parker Midget, and Bryson Dickens. And Barrett Heston is lined up a lot kind of as a tight end, if you will, on the left side of the line quite a bit this year. Another give inside, goes to Fields, tries to get extra yardage, and he'll go down at the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and a long 9 for the Grizzly offense they face after a couple plays.
Yeah, I mean, not much I can say there. Right now, Chanute's flying to the ball, playing with some pep, a little enthusiasm. So, big 3rd down here for the Grizzlies. You don't necessarily have to get all 9 yards, but we need to, make a nice little gain here to be nice.
A beautiful, beautiful November evening here in Altamont. No wind. The flag hangs limp. Wyrick on 3rd and 9 rolls out right with his head up, flings one to Bates. Caught, hit, is going to get half of it. So 4th and 5 coming up. Kagan Bates on the reception, ball at their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, good
40-yard line.
I would say a good series there or so far for Chanute, really. We'll see if Coach Argerbright goes for it or if he leaves Wyrick in and tries to draw him off sides or if he elects to punt.
Bates didn't run the route deep enough to get the first, so I wonder if that was just kind of his way to get open or if maybe that's what he was supposed to do, maybe anticipating going for it. Boy, 4th and 5, Labette County's going for it seemingly. Wyrick, they are. Fakes the handoff. He's going to keep it. Right side, Aaron Wyrick, not going to get it. Stopped. Looked like he had more yardage from our angle. Turnover on downs for both teams to open the contest. Chanute ball inside Grizzly territory.
Yeah, that play's been good to us, but, Chanute's really done their homework. Someone's staying home with Wyrick. He does that quite a little bit, those boots or those fakes and then quarterback around the end or quarterback draw plays. So, it's hard to say this, but that was a good series there for the Chanute defense. So Grizzlies really need to step up here and try to squash that enthusiasm they're kind of picking up on over there on their sideline.
Play moving quickly here at Lucas Field. 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Chanute already running a play of their second possession. Play action pass looking deep for Otis. Well-placed ball. Caught. Dropped. What a well-placed ball, and Otis just couldn't quite haul it in.
Yeah, that was a nice pass. Tough catch over your head. He might have been out. It had been close, but needless to say, he dropped the ball. I can't tell who was defending him, but he was right there as well. So, Chanute trying to stretch us out there a little bit. So, Grizzlies are going to see a little bit of everything tonight.
Chanute 1-4 on the road and undefeated at home in Chanute, and Labette County undefeated at home this year. So a 1-4 road team for Chanute against an undefeated at home Labette County team. 2nd down and 10. Harding is going to keep it. He's doing a lot tonight. Big yardage, hit at the thighs and dropped quickly. However, after a gain of 7, Aaron Wyrick on the hit. 3rd down and short.
Yeah, and something that, again, we say and have said all year, coaches are going to run the same play till you stop it. Why wouldn't you run quarterback draw? I think they've averaged 5 or 6 yards every time they've run it tonight. So they must see a weak spot or a soft area, so Labette County is going to have to address that.
3rd and 3, 4.5 minutes opening period, live in Altamont. Shotgun for Harding, has been about every time. 5 down linemen, 3 receivers. They're going to give it to Love up the middle, runs into his own lineman, and is stood up. Gain of, I don't think anything. 4th and short coming up. Anybody see who's in there on the effort? Popping up late at the end of the play was Hoppus, Mason Hoppus. 4th down and 3, right where they had it last time on 4th down.
Yeah, I mean, here we go again so far. Man, it has been a defensive battle. So this, needless to say, is a big, big down. I'd watch the snap count here, too, if I was the Grizzlies. We're going to be a little bit jumpy, thinking we have to get off the ball really quick here.
4th and 3, ball at the heart of the field at the Grizzly 35-yard line. Harding drops back. It's a pass. Quick slant. Caught. Dropped. What a great hit. Blowing up the play. Kagan Bates soaring in and forcing the turnover on downs for the 2nd consecutive drive.
Yeah, once again, our defensive backs, man, their timing is perfect. You know, sometimes you can get a hit like that, and the other side can say, boy, that was pass interference. He was there too soon. Not at all.
That was perfect.
He was caught and hit. Just bam, bam. I'm a little surprised Chanute threw a pass. I mean, that part was kind of impressive, but yeah, great defensive stand there.
The ball was a fraction high, and so the ball wasn't able to be pinned against his body, and Bates hit him perfectly to jar it loose. Deja vu, 1st and 10 Grizzlies at their own 36. Toss play to the left, Deontay Fields. Second carry of the night goes for -1 yard, maybe 0. Second down and 10 nonetheless.
Yeah, Coach Argabright trying a little bit of everything here. We'll see, kind of what he tries next. But right now, Chanute's playing with a lot of juice too. So, I mean, at this point in the game, this is just two good football teams squaring off. So it should be fun.
3 minutes to go and melting, first quarter. There was a big school-wide, community-wide tailgate that took place here before the game. A fun atmosphere here at Lucas Field. A pass play. Wyrick rolls out, no penalties, has time, sidearms it. Was that caught? It was!
Wow.
What a catch on the far side of the field by Barrett Heston. 3rd down and 4 for Labette County. Man, that beats 3rd and 10 all day long. What a catch.
Yeah, it does. And it looked like a big old linebacker trying to guard him from behind. So if that's kind of how that matchup is, when Barrett's in that position, I imagine we'll throw to him a lot.
They say 3rd and 3. No wide receivers. We'll see if Labette keeps it on the ground. It is a handoff. Fields adjust. Patience. Nada. 4th and 3 approaching. And that box is plugged for Labette County right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for either team offensively to find the right connection or answer or combination. But we need something good to happen, just a spark, something to kind of shake it up. It seems like in any game, when you kind of have something good happen, it just kind of changes the swagger and the huddle and the expectation. So this big play here.
There's a lot of adrenaline, nerves, excitement, jarred real tight like pressure chambers into all of these young men, and we'll see if something can happen. 4th and 3. They go right up the middle. First down. Deontay Fields tries to crank it loose at the 40. Drags defenders to the 33. Deontay Fields. First down, Grizzlies.
Yeah, and excuse me, I'm sorry. It's exactly what the doctor ordered. I had a little cough. My apologies, that snuck up on me. I think there, too, this is kind of where a defense's expectation can work against them. I think they think we were going to fake the handoff and boot Wyrick out of that. So that's when carrying out that fake really helps, too. So good play there.
1st and 10, Labette County. First play in Blue Comet territory. 60 seconds, opening quarter. Fields again, right side. About half a yard, maybe 1. Second down and long. They will have to run one more play before the end of the first quarter.
Boy, this quarter's gone a little bit quicker than last week.
Oh, my. Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're almost in the first quarter. I think it was last week. The first quarter felt like it took 30, 40 minutes to get through.
Labette County taking their time in the huddle. You can hear the traveling Blue Comet Spirit squad across the way. Good atmosphere. Always want to have a good visiting turnout. Helps with the environment. 2nd and 9, last play of the first quarter. Fake handoff. Lot of time. Wyrick hitches, pitches, caught. Bates, gain of about 4. 3rd and manageable coming up. Labette County driving with the football in Chanute territory near the 25-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5 officially for Labette County when we return in 1 minute. This is playoff Grizzly football on KLKC.
Here's a bright idea: streaming without buffering. It's not 2014. There's no reason for laggy internet and buffering shows. IdeaTech has the technology. It's fiber optic cable. IdeaTech has brought high-speed fiber to 75 communities and counting. Don't put up with outdated internet. Stream without buffering. Another bright idea from IdeaTech.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the four-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Welcome back, Grizzly fans. 3rd and 4 for Labette County. A low snap, delayed. Fields hit at the line, breaks a tackle and gains a yard. That was almost a loss of 2, but he gained 1. An injured Grizzly at the 35-yard line, kind of where Fields was hit initially. I think, is that Parker Midget for Labette County?
Maybe so. Gosh, I mean, you hate to ever see an injured player, but having your center injured is exceptionally just another level. So
it is.
Certainly hope Parker's okay. I thought he was kind of holding his collarbone, but maybe not.
Labette County stayed pretty healthy this year, and yeah, without question, don't want to see anybody go down, and sometimes replacing a center can be a challenge, but hey, we'll see if he pops up here in a minute. Hopefully it is minor. Let's step aside for 1 minute. A Grizzly down on the field.
Hi, I'm Shelby, one of the pharmacists at Bowen Pharmacy. Not only do we keep you up to date on your COVID and flu vaccines, but we also offer pneumonia, shingles, hepatitis, meningitis, tetanus, and whooping cough vaccines. Based on the latest CDC guidelines, we can recommend the vaccines to keep you and your family healthy. Thank you for always choosing Bowen Pharmacy. We're here today and we'll be here tomorrow.
Parker Midget, helped off by a few teammates, is being tended to on the bench behind the Labette County sideline. Junior Wyatt Kepley is center for Labette County now. And Dad, you kind of were expressing some concerns during the break, just how that's a big deal, and communication between the center and quarterback, as we have a pre-snap penalty on Labette County, so it'll be 4th and 8. Looked like miscommunication. I mean, timeout Labette County here. That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's and is Wyatt our backup center? Who Wyatt Kepley's a tremendous athlete. He physically and all that stuff. Yeah, he'll do a great job. It's the communication. It's the fact that normally I bet Wyrick takes 95 to 97% of the snaps from Parker Midget in practice and whatnot. It's just something that probably doesn't get practiced enough. I'm guessing. I've never been at the practices. But a new center taking snaps under center feels different. It's just it's a big adjustment. And so anyway, this one more thing we'll just have to step up and work through, and maybe stay in shotgun a little more than normal.
So the false start on Labette County backs it up to 4th down and 8 at the Chanute 30 after a nice run from Fields a few plays ago. Big play, slant pattern, a little behind the intended target. Barrett Heston incomplete. Turnover on downs. That has been the result of every drive so far in this one. 11:38 to play in the second quarter. While Chanute's offense comes onto the field, we will keep it here and thank a few sponsors for allowing our broadcast to take place. We would like to thank Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Labette Health, Tank Connection, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Doctors Newland, Gilmore, and Ray, Idea Tech, the corner store of Altamont and Labette Center for mental health services. Jack Leake III alongside Caleb McKee and Jack Leake Jr. with you on the call. Chanute with it after forcing another turnover on downs. Harding in the gun with Love to his left. It's a pass, though, a lot of time. Looks across the middle, flings one that was caught. Looked like it might have been intercepted by Nolan Nash, but it's caught for a gain of 13 and a Blue Comet first down. Bo Small on the reception.
Yeah, he just had way too much time to throw the ball. I mean, it's hard enough to guard a guy for 2 or 3 seconds, but when you have to for 4 or 5, yeah, we need to put pressure somehow on the quarterback, keep his eyes and his feet happy, and looking up, looking down, wondering who's coming off the edge, keeping him on the run. So that was just too much time.
11 minutes, second quarter. Labette County 0, Chanute 0. Love on the handoff, blown up, a negative run, a loss of 5 yards on the play. Multiple Grizzlies were back there right whenever Love got the handoff. Barrett Heston alongside Kagan Bates on the tackle.
Yeah, it was great pursuit, and they did a good job of once they knew who had the ball, instead of waiting on the ball carrier to come to you, they pursued, went up in the hole, and made an aggressive tackle. So, yeah, big play there. Loss of 4 or 5 yards.
Second down and 15. Chanute hasn't been behind the sticks that much. Neither has Labette County. But on 2nd and 15, they hand it to Love, who breaks free. First down, Blue Comets and more. Drags black jersey Grizzlies to the 40. 1st and 10, Blue Comets inside Grizzly territory yet again.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It kind of looked to me like we had him plugged up there, about 2 or 3 yard gain. So, yeah, just one of those momentum gainers there for Chanute. So, like to see the Grizzlies kind of get their pep, their heart back here, and get some good stops for loss on this next few downs here.
We knew this would be a much closer game than it was a couple weeks ago, just kind of the nature of the beast, and the Blue Comets have came in ready to rock. Labette County's played fine, been a defensive game by both units. It's 1st and 10 Chanute on their attempt to break the ice at the Labette County 41. Harding, quarterback draw to the left, has space, tries to hit the edge. He's hit at the knees, and he's brought down. A couple flags fly. Deontay Fields made the tackle at the 31-yard line. If this is on Chanute, that's big. It's 2nd and 1, but the penalties are pending. 2 flags flew, if I'm not mistaken, yes. Hard to imagine it's on Labette County unless there was a grab up in the face.
Okay.
Holding on the Blue Comets after a gain of 9 by Chris Harding. I think it's a spot foul, so it doesn't hurt him a ton. It'll be 1st and 10 again. 9:20 left in the first half.
Yeah, Chanute ran a couple of – they've kind of run a little gadget thing there. They'll take one of their receivers out of the huddle. They might do it now. The wide side of the field's opposite us, and he'll run all the way over to the edge and try to get our free safety or our cornerback to go with him. I think they try to make that happen really quick. There goes number 8 all the way out, see.
And Labette County's been beyond late covering these receivers whenever they sprint to their spot. As they now get in position. 1st and 11. Pressured. Harding hit, gets it away, caught. Wow. At the 35, leaning forward, 33-yard line. Nolan Nash on the tackle with Kagan Bates. Bo Small on the reception. And that is a senior quarterback hanging in pressure and making a play, 2nd down and short.
Yeah, because that's exactly what we needed to do. We blitzed a linebacker, and we came hard off the edge and disrupted. I mean, he made an amazing play there. But I love the defensive effort. We have to continue to do that.
2nd down and 2 for the Blue Comets. It was a well-designed blitz. That should have been a sack. Harding, hard to bring down, made the completion. Love right behind Harding. A quick pass to the right, caught at the 40, avoids a tackle, gets the first. It's Blake Cummings, rides the sideline down to the 20, and a late flag flies. Tensions are rising, more flags fly, and emotions are flaring on the far side of the field. Caleb, what did you see?
Yeah, I watched this from the get-go. Nolan was holding on, and his defender that he was going up against, they didn't seem happy with each other. They looked like they got in a big fight. It never really stopped, and it just continued toward the sideline. I saw some big shoves in there, and maybe some other players joined, but it's definitely going to be a personal foul on either team.
I'd kind of like to watch that play over. I think right after the receiver caught the ball, there was a hold or almost a tackle out there on our cornerback, right where the ball was caught. Just
the refs are talking over who the 2 or 3 penalties are on. The white hat threw a flag and his hat, which symbolizes another penalty he noticed. So there's, I think, at least 3 penalties down to be had.
I imagine it'll be offsetting.
Yeah.
A lot of times when there's a flag, then the hat, it's him trying to say both sides should have quit. So maybe they'll replay the down. I'd go with that.
Here comes the signal or signals from the white hat at the 30-yard line. A hold on Chanute. Good call, Dad. And after the play, personal foul on Chanute. All be darned. I figured, given that it continued, there would be a personal on Labette County. But I never saw the details of the scuffle. Wow.
And interesting, Coach Arterbright's not happy with something.
Yeah, he's not.
He might want someone ejected. I don't know, but the refs are really having to not cool his jets, but he wants an explanation. I'll say that.
Good catch on the holding call.
Well, I maybe it was the one I saw, but it sure looked like a blatant one right up top to me. So, you know, Grizzlies have had a few breaks. I hate to say this, but right now Chanute has a little more fire going for him. So we really need to, like we talked early on, to kind of get our leadership rolling here. And rather than wait for Chanute to shoot themselves in the foot with a penalty, we need to step up and create a fumble, a turnover of some sorts, or a loss of down, and kind of get the ball rolling our direction here.
Second down and 18. Feels like it should be 2nd and 79 after all those penalties, but it's only 2nd and 18 for the Blue Comets. And it has been on the plays where our opponents have been well behind the sticks. I'm mainly referencing the Independence game where the Bulldogs against us scored 2 touchdowns on 4th and 15 and 4th and 22.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you can get almost too confident and or soft defensively whenever it's down and long to go and let a play get by you. It's only, it seemed like after those 2 penalties it'd be way further back, but I guess they're spot fouls. I don't know, because the personal foul was after the play, I'm guessing. So that makes sense.
Right, yeah. And yes, I kind of wish we would, our defense would assume this is 2nd and 4. You know, guard your receivers as if it was 2nd and 4, 3rd and 4, not 2nd and 24.
Right.
And linebackers, you know, be on your toes, leaning forward, ready to be aggressive here.
4-3 front for the Grizzlies on 2nd and 18. Harding up the middle, wrapped around the ankles and dropped, no gain. What a nice play by Tayton Claiborne at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we need a few more of those. You know, it's good to see the guys get up and kind of, you know, give not the muscle pose, but just the excitement that something good happened, just the competitive spirit there. So, yeah, we just have to kind of get that drive going for us. So that was a great down there and a big 3rd down right here.
3rd down and 18 for the Blue Comets. This is where sometimes, in the blink of an eye, it can be 4th and 4, and they're going for it. Let's see. Labette County's defense bearing down. A screen play, caught by Small, stumbles and trips. Looked like Wyrick and Nash might have been near to make a play, but let's just say good thing Small tripped and fell, but Nice play design there.
Yeah, and I love screen's one of my favorite plays. It's one way to it's one way to punish an aggressive defense, and but I think our linebackers read that. You can tell pretty quickly when a screen's coming. I mean, you can just see the defensive line go through, and the quarterback drops a little bit too deep. A good linebacker will spot that, sniff that out. So I think Wyrick did a great job there, and whoever else was up there, I might have missed a player or two.
4th down and 17. And Chanute's going to punt, pre-snap whistles, and Coach Frizzell very well might have called a timeout. No delay of game on the Blue Comets. They'll go ahead and take the penalty. Well, Labette County and Chanute are running to their sidelines for some reason. I don't know why. There was no timeout as the refs are signaling, like, what's going on here? Why are they in huddles? Unless there was a charge timeout called by Coach Frizzell. That was my guess.
I don't know.
Was it called a timeout, Caleb, for the Blue Comets?
I think it was miscommunication by the refs a little bit.
I figured Coach Frizzell was going to call a timeout there. He was very well aware. It was slow moving as the clock was winding down. So 6.5 minutes to go in the first half here in Altamont. Labette County tied with Chanute at 0. It's been an intense defensive brawl here tonight. This will be, though, although the score is 0-0, this is about to be the first punt of the ball game.
Yeah, and I was thinking earlier about Wyrick and Kepley maybe getting some, 10 or 15 snaps on the sideline when they had an opportunity, but they both played defense. So, just in my mind I was thinking maybe they could find some time together to just do some practice snaps before we were on offense again, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, our quarterback plays linebacker, and our offensive lineman plays defensive line.
Yeah.
4th and 18, Blue Comets back on after they called the first timeout of theirs. Kagan Bates and Nolan Nash back to return for Labette County. Bit of a high snap. Labette County rushed it well, didn't block it. Nice punt. Lands at the 20-yard line and takes a soft landing, and it's down inside the 20. Good punt by Small, and it'll be 1st and 10, Labette County in 30 seconds on KLKC.
V93.5 is your home for the best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. Get your day started with the Anna and Raven Morning Show. You're the judge during couples court. Couples share their disagreement, and then you decide who's right. Think you know pop culture trivia? It could pay off, and you score the cash jackpot when you play Can't Beat Raven. Krause in the House gets you home every weekday afternoon starting at 2. Stream us anytime, anywhere at klkcradio.com.
Deontay Fields with a 6-yard run to start the closing 6 minutes of the first half. A little late getting back to call the play, but Deontay Fields ran for about 6 yards. And so Labette County has 2nd and 4. It's 0-0 here in the regional round of the playoffs. T formation. Haven't seen that a ton tonight, a few times. Pre-snap penalty. This will back Labette County up, and it'll be 2nd down and 9 here in a moment, unless a Blue Comet was lined up in the neutral zone, and I doubt it.
Peyton Claiborne on the carry, but there is a flag on the play.
It is illegal procedure on Labette County, so 2nd and 9 here in a moment. 5:38 to go in the half. How does kind of I know your approach doesn't change given that the game is 0-0 and very much so defensive, but how you were kind of daydreaming in your head sitting in class today about how the game was going to go, it hasn't gone like that so far. Hasn't gone bad, it's just 0-0. So what changes? Does anything change in just your mindset as the game continues?
I don't think so. I think right now it's been an emotional first couple of quarters. And this is what you expect when you get to this level. You don't expect a cakewalk.
Fields is jarred at the line. Nothing going for Deontay other than a couple where he was able to gain 5 or 6. So 3rd and 9 in the blink of an eye at our own 20-yard line for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, even if you feel like you're the better team, and there can be some frustration when you don't feel like it's coming to fruition yet. A lot of times if you'll just maintain your discipline, continue to play hard, you can get a team to kind of die a slow death. Maybe something good happens, you get a score, and you just take a little steam out of their engine, and you can build as the game goes on. So stay patient.
Wyrick is going to drop back, look to pass, blitzed, dropped. 4th down and a mile coming up for the Grizzlies. In there making the play for the Blue Comets is fired up. Number 67, Carter Naft, the junior defensive lineman, on the sack. And Labette County has a 4th and long of their own. Otis also in on the sack.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, what do you say to that? That was just good heart, good charge, a great push by Chanute. I don't think we broke down. I think Chanute just is really playing on a lot of emotion right now, so we're going to have to deal with that.
Camden Good to punt. A low one that is going to take a Grizzly roll and get to the 40. Oh, very nice. That ball is going to roll all the way to the 45-yard line. A really nice punt there by Camden Good. 3:43 to play in the half. Labette County 0, Chanute 0. Back in 30 seconds on KLKC.
Life is about movement, and the human body is like any high-performance machine. When miles add up, parts wear down, and that's when pain begins, and here's where it ends. At Labette Health, our nationally recognized orthopedic and sports medicine surgeons use advanced techniques to reduce recovery times and relieve pain for miles to come. Feel like new again at Labette Health in Parsons, Kansas. For more information, go to labettehealth.com.
Labette County defensive line doing a nice job on the opening play of the perhaps last drive of the half for the Blue Comets. 2nd down and 14 coming up after Harding ran it for a loss of 4. Both of these teams pitching a shutout so far. Harding in the gun with Love on his right hip, ball on the right half. Chanute moving right to left. A little out route is caught. Open field tackle needs to be made, and it is. Kagan Bates has played well tonight. 3rd down and 11 for the visitors. Pass there caught by Gage Cummings.
Yeah, out on an island like that, just you and your man you're guarding, and the entire bleachers can see it. I mean, that's a great one-on-one tackle in open field like that. That's so huge. You dive at his legs and miss it, and he spins, and he'll pick up 6, 8, 10 yards, maybe more. So, yeah, really well done there. Big 3rd down.
2:30 and ticking. There's only been one punt by each team through almost a half a play, and the score is 0-0. There's been a lot of holds on 4th downs. 3rd and 11, pre-snap whistles, and a timeout called by Chanute. We'll keep it here and continue to thank our sponsors for allowing our broadcast to take place. We would like to thank, let me get my notes pulled up here in a moment, Labette Bank, the Bartlett Co-op, Community National Bank, as well as Tank Connection, Idea Tech, Carson Wall Funeral Homes, Elm Haven Nursing Home and Woodridge Estates, Clemens Insurance Agency, USD 506 Schools, Labette Community College, Eye Care Associates of Parsons, Doctors Newland, Gilmore, and Ray, whom sponsors our halftime show as well, which we will have here in a few minutes. 2:11 to play in the half. Labette County 0, Chanute 0. Jack Leak III alongside Caleb McKee and Jack Leak Jr. on the call. I like defensive games as much as the next fella. I know some people prefer those big shootouts, but I enjoy defensive games. Watched one last night on Thursday Night Football. That was like nails on a chalkboard, but We'll take the victory. Broncos march on. All right, moving on. 3rd and 11. Chanute in the gun is Harding. Looks left. Quarterback draw up the middle. Claiborne is going to try to will him out, and he got the first down, gain of 12. 1st and 10, Chanute. Looked like Claiborne had a better angle than he had, but Harding able to make the first down with under 2 minutes to play, or just above, rather.
Yeah, that's been effective for them. You know, they send 2 receivers left as far as they can and 2 receivers right as far as they can. You got to respect them and guard them. And then they run a quarterback draw right at you. So, yeah, it's a big play. So Grizzly defense has to stiffen here.
Ball on the left hash, 1st and 10 Chanute. Boy, they score going into the locker room big time. Harding quickly rolls out right, tries to use his offensive line to guide his touch, and Michael Reed's able to grab him from behind, and Tayton Claiborne gets him from the front. 2nd down and 8 for the Blue Comets with 1:45 left. Parker Midget still being tended to on the sideline. A few people surrounding him. At least I'm guessing that's Parker.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. He was kind of rolled up on, I think, earlier on a offensive series. Our center, Wyatt Kepley, has replaced him since. Certainly hope Parker's okay. He's been great all year. 2nd and 7, Blue Comets, 1:20 till half, 0-0 your score. Blue Comets, though, on the Grizzly 32. Harding rolls out, flips it, caught at the 20, and right there's where he's going to be pushed out. It's Jacob Thompson. Harding can throw it, man. Big, mature body, and those receivers know where to settle in the soft spot of the defense.
Yeah, and right now it seems like Chanute's found a little rhythm. You know, ran a couple of runs on us and a couple of passes, so they're mixing it up. So yeah, I mean the Grizzly defense is really, you know, in a pretty tough situation right here. They got 1st and 10 on the 20, closing out half here. So yeah, we could sure use something good, a sack, a turnover, or just a good stuff up the middle here.
1st and 10. Blue Comets with 1:12 left until halftime in the Grizzly red zone at the 20. Harding leans on his heels, takes the snap, tipped at the line! Michael Reed on the deflection. Boy, what a mature play, as he's been getting offers from some colleges to play. And for him to rush the quarterback, but also keep an eye on when he's going to throw it.
Yeah, I mean, just that is so huge. I mean, couldn't tell 100% if the receiver is wide open, but anytime the quarterback steps into it and throws confident, he sees something. So for Michael to knock that down, that just takes the air out of that play. It's 2nd and 10 now. So, yeah, that's just a huge, huge play there.
Over by Grizzly Nation Hall.
2nd down and 10, Blue Comets, 1:08 left. Harding's going to keep it, nipping his heels and missing is Wyatt Kepley, but reinforcement is there after a gain of 6. Harding's hurting us whenever he can get past that initial line of defense. 3rd down and 4, Chanute moving quickly. 50 seconds left in the half. Harding drops back, pre-snap whistles, and timeout Labette County. Coach Argabright is irate as he makes his way onto the field. Let's step aside quickly for a 30-second break.
Labette Community College is meeting the need for an increased demand in qualified radiographers. Our radiography students will train on the latest technology in a hospital simulation environment.
I wanted to be able to go into a career where I could help people. And if you're going to go into that field in this part of the 4-state area, LCC is the only place to come.
Tuition is nearly half the cost of universities. Scholarship and financial aid available for those who qualify. Text radiography to 620-293-6671 for more information or visit labette.edu.
Third down and 4 for the Blue Comets at the Grizzly 14-yard line, fresh out of a Labette County Coach Argabright timeout here in the regional round of the playoffs. It's win or go home. Harding sheds love to the flats, yet to take the snap. He's empty in the set, looks across the middle of the field, low pass incomplete, no flags. So 4th down and 4 here in a moment for the Blue Comet offense. It's 0-0, but it feels like Chanute's played better than Labette County, at least if I had to give each team a grade up to this point. So to get to the locker room tied and get a stop inside the red zone would be big.
Yeah, it sure would. Yeah, I agree with you right now. I feel like Chanute's been, just a little more ready to play, I guess, maybe. So looking for Labette County to kind of step up and regain that leadership and that control, that expectation of something good to happen.
4th and 4. 44 seconds left on the clock. That's pretty much pointless. Handoff to Love. Up the middle. Hit at the knees. Not going to get there. T.O. on downs yet again. And your Labette County Grizzly defense gets off the field.
Boy, that's a big exhale. Kind of didn't expect that play, but they ran it earlier. I remember just that little give off guard, off tack right there in about the C gap, and hurt us. So great job there, stepping up.
And I have no idea what Coach Argerbright's going to do, and it'll be the right decision. But I say this kind of comedically. Let's kneel.
Well, how many timeouts do they have?
We have 1 timeout in 40 seconds.
I mean, Chanute, how many timeouts? I can't see.
Chanute has 1 timeout. Okay. It just seems like, let's go chat in the locker room. We'll see what he does, though, here. Wyrick is under center. Fields behind him. It is a handoff to Deontay up the middle. And he's going to go down after a gain of 1, which is kind of a nice compromise there. You know, he might break one free, and then you're in position to score. But if he doesn't, you're content going into the locker room tied at 0. Labette County does not have to run another play if Coach Argerbright does not want to here. Huh, what a game.
Yeah, well, hey, yeah, I agree with you. It's, like we said earlier, expected a better ball game, of course, than a couple weeks ago, but
oh yeah.
By the same token, you get to this level, starting to enter state playoffs like this. This is what you expect to face, good opponents.
Labette County lets the clock hit double zeros, and that'll do it for the first half of football from Lucas Field. Don't go anywhere. We have the Eye Care Associates of Parsons halftime show coming up. Your score, Labette County 0, Chanute 0. Back in 5 minutes. This is Grizzly football on KLKC Parsons.
Discover what you've been missing in Parsons, Kansas. Curious Minds Discovery Zone, a children's museum that inspires a love of learning, with hands-on exhibits for all ages to imagine, create, learn, and discover. Kids enjoy looking through microscopes, building on our magnetic ball run wall, creative play in our doctor's office or grocery store, and lots more. Discover, explore, Parsons, Kansas.
Unbelievable! Sparklight is unveiling unlimited internet for just $25 a month. Get reliable 100 meg internet for just $25 a month for 12 months with unlimited data. That's unlimited internet. Call 877-469-3057 or visit sparklight.com/savings. Sparklight, a new breed and high speed.
In 2003, Tank Connection founders envisioned a Southeast Kansas-based company dedicated to innovating voltage storage tanks, offering superior products and services through a customer-focused team. 2 decades later, and products in 64 countries and on 6 continents, this vision endures. Tank Connection employee owners are dedicated to a future where their shared purpose brings empowered realities to as many lives as possible.
Welcome in, Grizzly fans, to the Eye Care Associates of Parsons halftime show, brought to you by Doctors Newland, Gilmore, and Ray. Your halftime score from Altamont, Kansas: Labette County 0, Chanute 0. We will look to get you a few scores from around the area, and an update as of about 10 minutes ago. The two games that concern the outcome of this one: Eudora leads Paola 14-7 in the second quarter, and Bishop Miege leads Tonganoxie 19-0 in the second quarter. Oh, perfect. We have a score update. Eudora leads Paola now 21-7 in the second quarter, and perhaps a score correction, it's Miege 16, Tonganoxie 0 in the second quarter. The score of this one, 0-0. Defensive battle, needless to say, but Labette County, fortunate it's 0-0, got a couple red zone stops. I believe Chanute got down near the 20 another time and had that penalty and the personal foul back them up.
Yeah.
So Chanute feels like they should be up 7, 10, 14 points, whatever. But Labette County hasn't even flirted with scoring. I know we got a turnover on downs deep in territory, but didn't really flirt with it.
Yeah, it feels like we've been flat. And credit Chanute, they showed up ready to play. And have really kind of changed up their offense. Just changed the sets up just enough to kind of confuse you a little bit and get you on your heels. And then when good things happen on the offense, it's contagious. It spreads to your defense, to your sidelines, and then before you know it, you've kind of got an animal to deal with. Labette County all year long, we've really stood up and rallied back against these things. So in some ways, for us to feel a little bit like we haven't played well and be tied,
True.
To me that's a lift. So, and Chanute can also find some frustration in the fact that they have moved the ball but have nothing to show for it. So we'll hope the second half we can have something good happen right off the bat, kind of like we talked about in the beginning of the game, how important it is for something good to happen early, and maybe flip the script here and put together 2 or 3 scores this half.
Again, this is the Eye Care Associates of Parsons halftime show. A big development in that first half for Labette County. Junior center on the offensive line, Parker Midget, went down early second quarter or late first quarter. Nonetheless, he went down on an offensive series where it looked like maybe he got rolled up on, and Wyatt Kepley came in for him. And we covered this. Wyatt Kepley's one of our best players, and I have absolutely no doubt he can snap the football.
Yeah.
But it's just out of routine for this team. He probably doesn't, like you said, snap a whole bunch of snaps to Aaron Wyrick in practice. Hasn't done it one time in a game. And so it doesn't really have anything to do with Wyatt Kepley, but more so the principle of the matter. It just changes things. And on the first play, whenever the injury happened, there was a legal procedure before the snap. And there haven't been poor snaps, but it does just change things a little bit. And Labette County's run game has pretty much stalled, and the pass game hasn't backed it up too well either. So Labette County does receive to start the second half. I saw Parker getting tended to on the sideline there. I doubt he'll come back tonight, but I do hope that it isn't ongoing. But Labette County will receive to start the second half, and you could really set a tone there. Or maybe this continues as a defensive battle, I don't know. But whoever scores first, it'll feel like a bigger lead than just 6 or 7 points.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But, yeah, just to touch on what you said earlier with Parker Midget, it's it all starts with that snap, the entire timing of the play. And so, I'm not trying to make too big of a deal out of it because I know the Grizzlies just have to deal with what's, where they're at. But it's our place to kind of mention and talk about a little bit. So, that'll be one thing for us to stand up and overcome and deal with, and we will. And I'm sure Coach Argerbright can make some adjustments and will on his end, knowing what he knows about that situation. He was a quarterback, so he's all about it. But, I look for a much better effort out of the Grizzlies coming out of the locker room, maybe stringing together a great first drive and a score and just kind of stacking off that.
This is the Eye Care Associates of Parsons halftime show. We're going to step aside for one more 5-minute break and come back with more halftime show. Thanks for being with us. Welcome in, Grizzly fans, to the winding couple minutes of our Eye Care Associates of Parsons halftime show. I should have kept him up here for a little halftime interview, but we were just joined a second ago by ex-color commentator for Labette County football, John Kohler, who is off at Pitt State studying education. And I know he did a few games for Pitt State's broadcasting class last year, maybe some this year. But it was good to see John again. And Caleb McKee, our cameraman, also wears a headset and does some talking for us, is going to give us some score updates from those couple games that are taking place in Labette County's side of the bracket. Do you have those for us, Caleb?
Just got them wrote down. So right now we have Eudora beating Paola 21-7. There's Bishop beating Tonganoxie 16-6. Ottawa beating KC Piper 21-7. And that's what we have right now.
And that is the game, the Ottawa and Piper game. The winner of this game will play the winner of that game. So it looks like this going down the line. Eudora is playing Paola. Bishop Miege is playing Tonganoxie, Labette County is playing Chanute, and Ottawa is playing Piper. On the other side of the bracket, in the West region, Mount Carmel is playing Andover Central, Wellington host Rose Hill tonight, Mulvane host Augusta, and Wamego is hosting Buhler. So there were a couple road teams that won in the first round, but mostly it was the higher-seeded teams advancing. And Labette County in a 0-0 affair here at home in the regional round to try to punch their ticket to the sectional round, in which they would host next week no matter the outcome of the Ottawa and Piper game. However, let's get a win here first tonight and then concern ourselves with perhaps the opponent next week. A minute 20 until Labette County receives the opening kick here in the second half. Sometimes in games like this, Dad, once somebody finally scores, the lid can come off for both teams. I don't know, but somebody is going to score at some point in this game, and I'm curious to see kind of how this second half goes.
Yeah, it's funny. Sports are just crazy that way. You can just kind of feel the tension when we're on defense, just wanting, it's really hard for me to say, put into words, but it's palpable. You can just feel this situation right here. Like you said, some team needs something to break for them. So, and at this point, I feel like Labette County needs something good to happen. We've played great defensively. I probably shouldn't overlook that. And special teams have done a really nice job. Offensively, we just can't get gelling. And, maybe that's credit to Chanute, playing hard and playing with emotion as well. So, I guess right now it's just a really good ball game, and we'll see who wants it the most.
This is a Chanute team that scored 29 points last week in their win against Lewisburg, and a Labette County team that scored 56 points last week in our win against Bonner Springs. And both of these teams have 0 points as the second half is about to begin. Back deep to return for Labette County is Nolan Nash and Deontay Fields. The ball for the Blue Comets is teed up at the middle of the 40-yard line. And it looks like number 30. Caleb, can you see what number the kicker is? Is that 30? They don't. I hope not, because they don't have a 30 on their roster, but I wanted to shout out who their kicker is.
It's very, very hard to see right now. He's just bending over. 30.
Oh, perfect. No 30 on the roster. So number 30 to kick for Chanute. Unless it's, I don't know. Chanute fans watching this game are screaming at their TV. I know how that goes. My bad. Kickoff for the Blue Comets is high, spinning backwards, and coming underneath it to make the catch is Fields at the 28. Looks to get the edge. He'll shed one Blue Comet, and he's pushed out at the 34-yard line with no penalties. That's the first time Labette County has gotten to return a kick tonight, as each team, I think, just punted once in that first half as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's not bad field position. They just kind of did one of those high poochie kicks, which has become so popular, and in some ways, I don't think it does you much good to kick the ball deep to your best return man. So, anyway, I'll take this field position, 35, and fresh set of downs, a new half, and hopefully get some momentum going our way for the Grizzlies.
First down and 10 for Labette County. Will the lid come off offensively? Man in motion, Barrett Heston. Jet sweep, Barrett gets the give, looks to get outside. He's hard to bring down, still pushing forward. Gain of 4, maybe 5. I think 5 for Barrett Heston.
Yeah.
He's a good player to just give the ball to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's tall, strong kid, and he's fast. So, and he's one more weapon that, no doubt, Deontay and a few of our running backs are keyed on, probably more so. So Barrett's a great, deceptive guy to hand off to like that, especially when he's in motion. So that's a good first play.
This is the first drive of the second half if you're just joining us. 3 receivers staggered to the right. A backwards pass, a trick play. Nolan Nash unloads a pass that has overthrown Barrett Heston. Nash caught the reverse pass. There is a flag down near the Labette County sideline, and they might get Chanute here for defensive PI. Caleb, did you see it?
I saw it coming out of the blocks. Barrett was being held back just a little bit. That's why it looked so far overthrown. Really, it was a great pass by Nolan. Almost couldn't have done better, but Barrett got held back from that beautiful play.
That was the play Labette County ran at Wellington to try to get back in the game late in the fourth quarter. A backwards pass to Nash and a trick play, then forward pass to Heston. It is pass interference on the Blue Comets, so that's big for the Grizzlies. That'll advance the ball into Blue Comet territory. So right out of the gate, Dad, he goes jet sweep to Barrett Heston, trick play.
Yeah, and that hold's not uncommon because Barrett probably ran like a post, pretending to run a gentle post. And when that D-back saw us throw the ball out to the sideline, he probably came up a step and then Barrett cut deep and ran a fly route. That's normally when they grab you because they know they're going to get burned.
1st and 10 Labette County, first play in Chanute territory. Fake handoff to Fields. Wyrick keeps. Didn't feel the defender behind him. I'm glad he didn't fumble there. 2nd down and 9 on the short gain.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that was a good play. We only picked up a yard or two, but so far, yeah, I've been real happy with our play calling right now. It feels fresh. It feels different. We're mixing it up a little bit. Chanute seems a little bit off kilter, and they have not been tonight defensively at all. So, yeah, hopefully we can keep running downhill and mixing it up here and just keep moving the ball and making first downs.
T formation for Labette County. Wyrick under center. Gets ready to take the snap from Kepley. He does. Handoff to Fields. Blown up. Still churning, though. And now the support cast comes in for the Blue Comets. Gain of a couple. 3rd down and about 7 for the Grizzlies. Flying in to help bring Fields down was Jacob Thompson for the Blue Comets.
Yeah, boy, I don't know where number 51. He either come unabated, someone either missed a block, or he was a blitzing linebacker, but I don't think he's a linebacker. He was on Wyrick right as they handed off there, so feel fortunate really to pick up a couple yards there. So
that's Dante Burnett,
gotcha.
Number 51. 3rd down and 6 for Labette County on what feels like could be a successful drive or a progressive one. Wyrick drops straight back to pass, looking right, hitch and go. Nolan Nash tries to run under it, falls down. They're going to call it. They're going to call the defensive pass interference. I don't know if he would have caught it, but he threw the flag.
You know, I got to say, I didn't get a great look at that, but it looked uncatchable maybe. But wasn't it, he blatantly hit him in the back and knocked him in the ground? That's what gets the attention.
Did you see something I didn't, Caleb?
I saw it unfold. You know, sometimes I get mad when I see it, but that was definitely a flop by Nolan. He really played it off really good because it gave us the yards.
Are you mad on this flop?
All right, I'm gonna mute both their mics. I don't know what they're talking about over there. Nolan Nash gets the handoff up the middle, and Chanute quad tackles Nolan Nash. 2nd down and 10 Labette County. They did obviously enforce the penalty, and Blue Comet is slow to get up, but pops up does Carter Naff. They give Nolan a yard on the carry, And so after the penalty, that puts the ball for Labette County just inside the Blue Comet 30-yard line. 9 minutes to play in the third period. Jack Leak III alongside Caleb McKee and Jack Leak Jr. with you. Thanks for listening or watching, wherever you may be. Wyrick's going to be under center. Collects, gives, Fields, loses the football. Oh, I guess he didn't. I'm sorry. I moved my head. There's some things on the glass in front of me as he's brought down for no gain. I moved my head, and there's a speck on the window, and it looked like it was the football. You're going to think I'm nuts. That looked just like the football. That's embarrassing.
Well, I tell you, it's been a tough go between the tackles tonight for the Grizzlies, getting anything going. Seems like we've had most of our success somehow off the edge or maybe some short routes. So we'll see what we do here. We certainly need to pick up 5 or 6 on this, even if we don't get the first.
This broadcast brought to you by Elm Haven Nursing Home. 3rd down and 9. Wyrick's going to keep it up the middle. Gain 4 yards, and it'll be 4th down and manageable for Labette County.
Yeah, Chanute continues to do a good job staying home because that Wyrick's done such a great job with that quarterback draw this year, picking up big chunks. And that was a nice run there, but their linebackers didn't bite. They stayed home and waited for it. So, really, really good defensive play here by Chanute. So we'll see what the Grizzlies can do here on 4th and 6.
7.5 minutes to play in the third quarter for Labette County. Wyrick's going to be in the gun here with Fields behind him. Ball on the left hash. Grizzlies moving left to right as we see the field. High snap, catches it with one hand, steps into a pass as he's hit. Corner throw, incomplete, overthrown. And a turnover on downs there. Wyrick took a shot as he got hit right there. And Chanute fans and, of course, the team probably feeling like they were well deserving of getting the ball back with Labette County not scoring there, given a perhaps arguable penalty called on the Blue Comets earlier.
Yeah, and as much pressure as they've been able to put on us, these deeper throws are going to be hard to come by. I mean, I respect us trying it, but we might have to look at some play action, just in routes or just some quick hits, just to kind of try to chip away at this defense, because Chanute's really done a good job of making the right reads. Now we need to defensively.
The defensive slugfest continues here at Lucas Field. Harding up the gut, lot of room, and he's hit at the knees and falls forward. Looks like he got just enough for a first down, if not inches shy.
Yeah, I don't know that I have the answer, but I bet that's the 8th to 10th time they've run that. And it's been super effective most of those 8 times. So we're going to have to really respect that when they're in that shotgun, and linebackers are going to have to stay put for a step or two.
He is a little bit short, so 2nd and half a step for the Blue Comet offense that has the ball at their own 34-yard line. Harding, hands at his knees, brings him to his chest as he collects the ball. Handoff to Love, hit. I think he got the first, though. It was 2nd and very short. Michael Reed in there on the try.
Almost looked like a broken play.
Yeah, it was a delayed handoff. I don't know.
Peyton Claiborne and also Michael Reed on the stop there. 1st and 10, Blue Comet.
Tayton Claiborne in there helping out Michael on the takedown. 1st down and 10, a fresh set of sticks for the Blue Comets. Again, Chanute in white uniforms, Labette County in black. 2nd round of the playoffs. Coach Argabright having a conversation with Coach Ryan Page down here on the north side of the sideline, separated from the rest of the players as Harding rolls out to his left and flings a pretty pass, and it is caught securely in bounds by Jacob Thompson, as that is something Labette County has failed to do tonight, is just a clean, crisp, dozen-yard pass play.
Yeah, they've really done a nice job, has Chanute. They spread us out on every play. It doesn't matter if they're going to run a give or whatever. They've got 2 or 3 receivers way out one way and a couple out the other, which, of course, again, we've talked about this. You have to honor that. You have to put a man out there on him. And then now you're asking some guys who don't do a lot of man-to-man guarding to guard a man out on the flat. So it's hurt us.
First and 10, Chanute, high snap, brought down, given to Love. Big time run up the middle. First down, a gain of 12 for the Blue Comets. They have spunk, swagger, and this Grizzly defense on their heels.
Yeah, I mean, again, like, same thing over and over, but someone's going to have to step up and make something happen. Oftentimes it starts with one or two guys, and then that kind of spreads through your defense. I see a lot of Grizzlies with their hands on their hips. Really got to get kind of our emotion behind us, kind of get that, massage that muscle, that emotional muscle, and kind of get this thing back in our direction.
And it can only get more and more frustrating the more you don't feel like you have control of the game, given how positive we felt like our playoff draw was in comparison to the last few years. Harding makes us bite on a fake toss and falls forward for a gain of 9. And, yeah, I mean, we'll see. Labette County has a group of seniors and a fantastic coaching staff, and so let's watch them hang in there. And it's 2nd down and 1 here. Chanute's been here before a few different times this game and haven't scored, as I think they're going to bring out the sticks and measure, I believe. Let's step aside, or was it a timeout? Either way, they are measuring, I think, yes. Let's step aside for 30 seconds and come back. Chanute driving on KLKC.
Hi, I'm Shelby, one of the...
Here's a bright idea. Make sure you put your pants on before leaving the house. Sure, it seems simple, but sometimes simple doesn't happen. At IdeaTech, we think it's simple to have real people who live in Kansas helping customers. We understand that not everyone in our industry agrees, but then again, not everyone puts on pants before they leave the house. We think it's important to get the simple things right. Putting our pants on and providing local customer service. Another bright idea from IdeaTech.
And deemed it a first down for Chanute, which will give them a fresh set of 4 tries at the Grizzly 33-yard line. It's 0-0 the score still, 5:20 to play in the third quarter. Here on KLKC Sports on YouTube, or 106.7 FM on the radio. Chris Harding Jr.'s played well tonight. He'll give it to Love up the middle, and he's met this time for a modest gain. Michael Reed swallowed him. Aaron Wyrick and Tayton Claiborne helped him out.
That was a nice stop there for 2 yards. I feel like the last 3 or 4 plays they picked up 10 a crack, so to hold them to a couple of yards feels much better.
Second down and 8 here as under 5 minutes is surpassed. There's just a lot of, I've said it 15 times already, but man, I just feel a lot of tenseness from the crowd, even from both teams. Just somebody's waiting on someone to score. Harding rolls out right, throws a pass that's caught, very much so wide open was Kaysen Otis. And it'll be a first down Chanute, their 3rd or 4th first down of the drive.
Yeah, they're in a good rhythm right now. I hate to say that, but it's true. They're switching up the play calls. We're a little off balance here, throwing the ball well, running good routes, and then slipping in a quarterback draw here and there. So, yeah, the Grizzlies desperately need something big and good to happen for us here quick.
Extra lineman on the left side of the line for Chanute. Let's see if it's a run. It is. Harding hit right when he caught the snap. What a nice play. Let me see who that was. Was that Aaron Wyrick on the initial? It was him or Tayton Claiborne. Man, Tayton's played well tonight. I think it was Claiborne.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
It was.
We need 3 more just like that right there, just to, A, stop the ball, but B, just kind of stop this transfer of energy, from – what we've had the last 2 or 3 weeks, or most of the season really, and I've seen Chanute kind of have it most of the game. So, yeah, that was a great play there. So let's string together 3 more here.
Second down and 11. Chanute, 3:40, third quarter, 0-0. Someone trying to break the ice here, that being the Blue Comets. Harding, chest high snap, fakes the toss to the left, runs up the middle into a brick wall. And I think that was Claiborne again that at least was there up high. And down low presence was put in place by Keegan Stritsky. So, wow, okay, 3rd and 10, which feels like something to be celebrated on this drive.
Yeah, and Chanute tried that little quick pitch counter that we do a little bit. The quarterback kind of draws off of it. So it was effective the last time they ran it, but that time we stayed home. The linebackers didn't bite on it and did a much better job. So, yeah, 2 good plays in a row. So let's stack this third one right here.
2:50 third quarter. 3rd down and 10, Chanute. Harding rolls out left, pressured from his right, and the pass is incomplete, a little bit low. Aaron Wyrick waving his hands. I don't know if he touched it or not, but it looked like it.
He deflected it, yeah. Got a finger on it,
nice.
That's all it took. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully we're seeing something grow here. We've had 3 really good energetic plays so far. We got 4th down. I don't know if they're going to try to kick this.
They are. Is that number 30? I want to see this young man's number. I just don't have a number 30 in the roster I was given. I apologize.
That still is number 30. They have a set-up field goal catcher. Maybe he's good.
Here's a kick. It is blocked by Labette County at the line of scrimmage. And Labette County is going to dodge a bullet yet again. And what that does is also give Labette County a little bit of spark. As Coach Argabright was amping up the crowd, you can hear him in the background. That just is not a turnover on downs.
Right.
That creates a little bit of momentum for us.
Yeah, you think about it. He makes that field goal. You're going to see a lot of white jerseys jumping and chest bumping, and the fans look over there now. It's kind of a desert, and we got a little buzz on our side, so got to build on this right now. That was a good series there late.
What a fun game. 1st and 10, Labette County. After a blocked field goal by your Labette County special teams unit. 2:40, third quarter. Handoff, Fields, not much, couple yards. Boy, that's been tough sledding in that box for Labette County, really anywhere on the ground.
Yeah, it sure has. I mean, I respect the fact that we keep going back to it. We were hoping, I think, if we can break through that one layer, he can bolt. But so far, Chanute's really stayed true and stayed disciplined and done a good job keeping those down to just a couple of yard gains.
Zero to zero. Each team unsuccessful on their first drive. This is just Labette County's second drive of the third quarter. They had a decent drive to open. Handoff to Nolan Nash on the right side, tries to cut it upfield. Decent run for Nolan, still on his feet, dragging defenders. First down, Labette County across the 35. Kind of a slow rolling run for Nolan, but he got it done. And was that Barrett Heston that was slow popping up over there, or somebody was slow to get up off the grass, but everybody seems to be okay.
Yeah, and I don't want to talk too soon, but I'm feeling like I can feel a uptick here on our sideline, in our huddle, in our running. So hopefully I'm reading this right. We continue, just transferring that energy to each player on the field.
T formation for the Grizzlies, no wideouts. It's a run. Kagan Bates up the middle, trying to run kind of backwards, and he's going to gain 4 yards to the 40-yard line of our own. He was contacted near the line of scrimmage, but just kind of turned around and kind of pushed against the white curtain of jerseys.
Yeah, I couldn't. It looked like that old Charlie Brown scrum. I thought he was down about a yard or two. Then I saw the pile continue to go, and, of course, Kagan just driving his legs, and the offensive lineman with him picked up about 5 yards, so that's winning first down. That's what we want to do.
60 seconds to play third quarter. Wyrick barks, gets it, fakes to the left, goes Fields up the middle, and Deontay falls forward Nice gain of 3, so 3rd and short. And a late penalty. Michael, calm down. It's on Chanute. As even Coach Argabright redirected Michael. As the flag was thrown and Michael started clapping in front of the Blue Comet. As at least I'm assuming, Caleb, this is on the Blue Comets.
That's what I saw. I'm going to try and find it right now.
Well, from the posture of the Blue Comets walking backwards, they think so too. But, yeah, just a continuation. This so far has been our best drive of the game, really.
Personal foul on Chanute. So a 3rd and 1 becomes a 1st and 10 on the positive side of the 50. So it'll be on the Blue Comet 41. We've been here 3 times now, and it's stalled out the last couple times. So let's see. It does feel a little different than the others, given this has been sparked by a blocked field goal. The crowd got into it. We've had positive runs. Fake pitch. Wyrick keeps on his feet. Aaron turns it upfield into the secondary. Aaron Wyrick beats the safety. Aaron Wyrick scores the first touchdown of the ball game.
Wow.
And it is 6-0 LC Grizzlies.
Did you see that juke move he made? I thought he was going to pick up 3 or 4 or 5 yards, and he cut back hard. And look at the speed he has. Ran past the free safety. Wow, that's big.
With 37 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, that is when the first score of the game has taken place. Now, Nolan Nash, who was perfect 8 for 8 last week. I know, I shouldn't have said that. Oh no. Penalty before the extra point. An illegal substitution called on Labette County. So in a game where points have been hard to come by, this extra point won't be easy to come by any stretch. It's backed up just a touch, I think. It looks pretty close to where it normally is, though. Still a short kick. Aaron Wyrick on a big touchdown run for Labette County. Big extra point. Nolan's kick is on its way. Looks good from here. It is 7-0. Labette County, a late flag, Caleb. Unsportsmanlike conduct is how the White Hat's holding out his hands.
It was from the far sideline on Chanute's sideline. They're talking to Coach Argabright right now, it looks like.
Okay. Well, if it's on Chanute, that would make sense. Asking Argabright when he wants to use it. Oh. Okay, unsportsmanlike on Labette County, so perhaps that was just an explanation Coach Argabright was being provided. Nonetheless, Aaron Wyrick, 35-yard touchdown scamper. 7-0 Grizzlies, 30 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Back in 1 minute on KLKC.
My name is Bria and I'm a pharmacist at Bowen Pharmacy. I'm here today to tell you about one of our patient programs, Meds to Beds. Bowen Pharmacy South is located in the medical office building at Labette Health. Our staff works closely with the doctors, nurses, and social care workers to ensure that your transition out of the hospital is an easier and more convenient experience for you and your loved ones. If you are having inpatient or outpatient surgery, we will get your medications directly from your doctor and deliver them right to your hospital bed. If you are having a baby, we will get your medications or anything else that you may need to get your family home without the hassle of making several stops along the way. Whether you're here for a few hours or a few days, we are here at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South to help get you well without any interruption in transition of care. Just ask for Meds to Beds. At Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we are here for you today and we are here for you tomorrow.
The ice has been broken here at Lucas Field. What was 0-0 for the first 35 minutes of play, it is now 7-0 8-0, Labette County. And Nolan Nash is set to kick it off. What a nice kick by Nash as the penalty was enforced, so he kicked it from the 20. It's returned by Chanute near midfield. Open grass at the 45, and Chanute's going to get the ball at the Labette County 43-yard line. As we talked earlier, sometimes when one team scores, it just starts to open up.
Yeah, I'm becoming more and more a fan of squib kicks, just chunking it down there to, the second layer. It's really difficult to have a line of 11 men running shoulder to shoulder. Your outside guys have to collapse so you have more on the ball than just one layer of people. So we've had several this year close to getting broken like that. So need our defense to step up here. Of course, I'm not sure 7's enough to win this ball game, to be honest with you. So we need to work play by play for a stop, and offense is going to have to plan on scoring again.
This Labette County defense has been bend but don't break. Harding rolls out left, pressured by multiple Grizzlies, goes for the home run, overthrown. Nice job by Camden Good to turn around and make a play on the ball. He was facing the intended target, Thompson, and as the ball rainbowed down to earth, he turned and looked for the football. Nicely done.
It was perfectly done. You run right beside your man, and you watch. When he turns his head to the ball, you turn your head to the ball. That's kind of the mindset. So, he was in perfect position. There's no way that could have been interference, and it wasn't. And the ref did a good job of not calling that interference. So that was a great first down. And obviously, Chanute's going to be in 4-down territory probably from here on out. So, we got to buckle down and win this one here too.
Fields in single coverage with Thompson this time at the bottom of your screen. But they go on the ground to Love. Right hand handoff, met in the trenches, but falls forward for a gain of 2 to the 40-yard line of Labette County. So the Blue Comets have a 3rd and 8 in plus territory, and that'll take us to the end of the third quarter. What a nice ball game here in Altamont. Labette County 7, Chanute 0. Regional round of the playoffs in Class 4A. Labette County fighting to play at home again next week against the winner of Ottawa and KC Piper. 12 more minutes to play. It's a dandy here at Lucas Field. Back in a minute on KLKC.
Here's a bright idea: streaming without buffering. It's not 2014. There's no reason for laggy internet and buffering shows. IdeaTek has the technology. It's fiber optic cable. IdeaTek has brought high-speed fiber to 75 communities and counting. Don't put up with outdated internet. Stream without buffering. Another bright idea from IdeaTek.
Labette County playing defense on 3rd down, and I think the Blue Comets made the catch. They did. What an effort. A throw to the near sideline by Harding was hauled in by Kaysen Audis for a huge 3rd down pickup to start the 4th quarter.
Yeah, we've seen that tonight, a good pass, good catch by Chanute. They've done a really good job with that. So, here we go. This is going to be a stressful quarter for everybody watching. So, need our defense to, we can win this ball game if they don't score. So, defensively, we really need to pressure the ball and stay on your man and stay disciplined.
1st and 10 Blue Comets, fresh sticks, fake toss. Labette County scored on this play on their last drive, and Harding gains a solid 7 yards here.
It's easier said than done, but obviously that quarterback's going to hurt us a lot more than any pitch back. So if I was telling my middle linebacker something, I would say don't worry about the pitch back. Just cue on the quarterback And then if he does pitch it, you see the ball leave his hands, well, then you can pursue. But he has really hurt us on that counter, that fake pitch counter tonight. So
he's a really nice quarterback. He played pretty well 2 weeks ago here.
2nd and 2 now. I mean, that's a good spot for Chanute to be in.
Love next to Harding. They go to Love, up the middle, met right away. Can't tell from our angle if he got the first down or not.
He's right on it.
They're going to say 3rd down and a 1/16 of a centimeter, and they might even measure this one.
On the stop for Labette County, it leaves it 3rd down and maybe a foot or less.
As the way that Randy Blackwell, our public address announcer, put it, 3rd down and a foot or less. Sounds like a Subway commercial. 3rd down and a foot or less for the Blue Comets. Harding is going to quarterback sneak it into a pile. Boy, it didn't move, but he fell forward, and I think he got it. Man, he did not move off the jump. That pile was just like a mountain, and he hit it, but I think he got it.
Yeah, that's just talked about it all year. The quarterback sneak's almost impossible to stop for a foot. I mean, no one knows when the ball's going to be snapped but the center. And so the offense almost always gets the immediate push like that. So that's tough.
First and 10 Blue Comets at the Grizzly 14. Love, right counter handoff. Flicks up grass as he turns his feet through it, picks up 7 on top of the effort. 9.5 minutes to play in the game. Oh, I guess they say he came down early, picked up 4 yards, beg your pardon. And so Labette County scored on their last drive, and Chanute looking to answer here. Labette County has held firm here defensively a couple times as Chanute's gotten close to scoring. Let's see if they can do it again. Under 9 minutes to play, 2nd and 6, ball on the Grizzly 10. Single coverage, Fields with Thompson. They go to Love, though, up the middle, lot of room, he's going to score. Touchdown, Chanute. Isn't it funny how that happens? 7-6 your score. We'll see if the Blue Comets go for the tie. I would assume so with 8:50 left in the game. Highly assume so.
Yeah, I would definitely assume so if we were down to 2 or 3 minutes. They might. Curious what he's going to do because there's so much time left. They're probably going to get another possession even if we score. They have a lot of confidence in this kicker, so.
They are going to kick. It's number 30, Sam Wheeler. Thank you for commenting on our YouTube. Wheeler on for the tie, and the kick is pretty, and it is good. 7-7 your score. Sam Wheeler's kick is true. What a good ball game. Chanute, Labette County, regional playoffs. 8:48 left. Wyrick and company will get the ball back in 1 minute on KLKC.
With many years of combined experience, Eye Care Associates of Parsons has set the framework in providing comprehensive eye health examinations for all ages and routine vision care for families throughout the 4-state area. Our optometrists and staff provide remarkable care with state-of-the-art technology to help with diagnosis and management of eye health conditions. Give us a call or visit our website to schedule your next eye exam. Eye Care Associates of Parsons. Experience modern eye care.
Unbelievable! Sparklight is unveiling unlimited internet for just $25 a month. Get reliable 100 meg internet for just $25 a month for 12 months with unlimited data. That's unlimited internet. Call 877-469-3057 or visit sparklight.com/savings. Sparklight, a new breed in high speed.
Seven to 7 your score. Thank you. 1,000 viewers on YouTube. Appreciate all of you being with us. Chanute, hope you're enjoying our broadcast. We sure try to have some fun. 7 to 7 your score. 8:50 left in the game. Blue Comets kick it off. Nolan Nash on the return. and he'll run right to left, and he'll be brought down near the 30-yard line.
Well, here we go. This is game on. 7-7, fourth quarter, 8 minutes, 40 seconds. We'll see what Coach Argerbright and company can dial up here offensively. So I feel like both teams have a little more spirit to them right now. So this, again, we should see a really good close to this game tonight.
I'd like to remind you that we do have a
Both
cell
touchdowns
phone up here that was turned in about 45 minutes
in the
ago.
game have come on the ground. Aaron Wyrick on a 35-yard run, and then Asher Love on a 14-yard or maybe 10-yard run on the last drive for Chanute. Aaron's going to be under center here, and he's going to hand it off to the left side and hit right away. I believe that's Fields on the carry, and no gain there. He was popped hard right there. So both these teams trying to just return the favor. 2nd down and 10 here for the Grizzly offense.
Yeah, we really have not been able to impose our will on Chanute. I mean, on the interior, they've just been right there with us. So it's been a grind inside. So I'm thinking it's going to take something, some more of those counters, some edgy stuff, some short passes, a screen. I don't know. We'll see what we do here.
Play action, good protection. Wyrick is going to unload one. It is caught at the Chanute 33-yard line, leaving his feet, snatching the pigskin, descending to earth. Barrett Heston on the reception. What a catch by Barrett Heston.
Well, that sure was. There were two guys there. I believe they overran the ball a little bit, but they were flailing their arms, and that's such a distraction when you're looking through your helmet, your face mask, and into the lights, and arms are flying, and it's difficult. What a great catch there by Heston.
First and 10, a fake pitch. Wyrick keeps, bottled. That's the play we scored on last possession. Did not quite work to the same degree this time. 7:30 and counting left in the game. 7-7, your score.
Yeah, that's okay. I like that play call. It's just different. It's keeping them stay at home, and so yeah, good call there. Just didn't break open for us.
Good atmosphere here at Lucas Field. Everybody anxiously watching this one from both squads. Chanute fans over to the east, Labette County fans here below us. 2nd and 9, Wyrick claps, takes, Nash, left side, grabbed around the calves, brought down, loss of a handful. 3rd and long for the Labette County offense.
Yeah, that was a great job there. I mean, Chanute's quick on the edge.
I see a flag in the backfield, quite possibly on the Commons here. Could be a huge opportunity for Labette to push forward, 1st down, hopefully score here.
We'll see. All I saw was a flag and Chris Harding with his hands in the air. I don't know any more than that. We have he signaled taunting, I believe, or unsportsmanlike, I don't know, on Chanute. Wow. So 3rd and 13 or 14 becomes 1st and 10 at the Chanute 22 with 6:45 left. Wow.
I'll tell you, I just call it undisciplined. Chanute's had multiple things here. I think we've had one, if I remember right tonight. It seems maybe
yes, on our after our extra point on the last touchdown, an unsportsmanlike.
But you start stringing together multiple of these, kind of cocky responses in situations that are not needed are killer.
1st and 10, Grizzlies. Fields, better hole this time, brought down at the 15-yard line. Pickup of 8 on the carry. Kind of a sight for sore eyes there on the ground game.
That is Gabe Frizzell. Okay, it looks like it's going to be 2nd and about 1 on the 15-yard
2nd down and 2 for this Labette County offense on the heels of one of their better runs, at least for Deontay tonight. It's been tough sledding, but he's gotten volume. 6 down linemen. Kepley filling in for an injured Parker. Midget Fields with room into the shallow secondary. Still churns. Touchdown, Labette County. Deontay Fields on a 15-yard touchdown run. Had to evade a couple tackles and got it done. 13-7, Labette County.
Yeah, he sure did. And credit coach for going back inside and back inside. And that time we found a seam. Good blocking and good running. And, man, he just bolted those last 6-8 yards. So big play. And so's this extra point right here.
Labette County's going to go for 2. 13-7. This would be a big-time conversion for the Grizzlies here to go up 8 points. Oh, they're not. They were in a huddle, so I was guessing they were going to go for 2.
Yeah, I was going to be shocked, but
yeah,
okay.
Shows my ignorance. Nash. Oh, they do go for 2. It's a fake, and Kagan Bates is going to score. The fortune teller, Jack Leak III, gets it done at Lucas Field. Kagan Bates runs it in, and the 2-point fake extra point is pure. 15-7, Labette County leads.
What a genius play call by Argabright. Gutsy, man. That is an edgy, tough call. Because if that fails, those aren't always easy. The guy holding the ball can't have his knee on the ground. There's a lot that has to go right.
Oh, that's right, because if his knee's down, it's dead.
Yeah, and then to pull it off and block it out and get to the edge. Wow, and that's a huge emotional back break for Chanute. Now they got to score. See, in their mind, they have to score and get a 2-point conversion just to go to overtime. So, boy, that flips it right there. That's huge. Now Squibb kick it.
The two things that have happened, and we have yet to see what happens on this defensive possession, but Labette County scored their first touchdown of the game after a momentous blocked field goal.
Yeah.
It was different than just a stop on downs. Whenever you block a field goal, the crowd gets into it. The players feel juice. Now, after that 2-point conversion, I felt similar feelings. The players are juiced. The crowd's kind of back into it. Whereas if we wouldn't have gotten that 2-point conversion or whatever, it's just a little different. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
It's kind of a psychological thing more than anything. So we'll see if we can kind of ride that wave here after a similar momentum-causing play. Kagan Bates on a fake 2-point conversion, ran it in. It's 15-7, Labette County, 5:50 left in the game. Nolan Nash set to kick it right to left, and he does. A low liner, lands at the 25, bobbled and caught. Progressing 30, 35, falling forward 38. Better job by Labette County's special teams unit that time. And so it was Bo Small on the return. Here comes the Chanute offense, and inversely, the Labette County defense. What a good game.
Yeah, and, you know, Chanute's now a wounded animal. I mean, they're going to, you know how things change when your team gets in this situation. It happens in basketball all the time. A team will be down 10 or 12, and then when something flips and they just go into press mode and get a steal. So Chanute's going to really be trying to do some stuff here. So we just need to disrupt it. Maybe if they get a little bit too cute with some plays here, maybe get a pick off or a fumble. I don't know. Just really need to play hard here.
They've moved the ball well just about all game, though. We'll see. Harding, pump fakes. He's looking for the hitch and go. It's not there. He's going to tuck it, run it, 40, 45, jabs, falls, 9-yard run. Second down and short here with 5:30 and going down.
Yeah, what a good athlete he is. They were running what's called a chair pattern. He pump fake on the flat, and then the receiver released for a fly, but we covered that, so he kept the ball and made a nice run. So second short.
Chair pattern, pump fake in the flat, and fly pattern. Wow, what an analysis. No, I'm complimenting you.
Yeah. Those are old terms, so if you're not from the 80s or 90s, you won't know anything about it.
No, that was great. Love up the middle, hit in the belt after a good gain. Man, Asher Loves quietly ran well the last quarter and a half. First and 10 Blue Comets in plus territory at the Grizzly 45. It's 15-7 Labette, 4:50 left in the game. This game was 0-0 up until 30 seconds left in the third quarter, and now both teams have scored on every possession since then.
Yeah. Someone on defense has to say to themselves, I'm going to be the one. Someone has to do something here.
Coach Argabright, hands on his hips, watches on anxiously. Arding rolls out right, looks, throws, little high, incomplete, don't call it. They don't. As it could have been close. Kaysen Otis went up for the catch, came down, and then was hit as he was falling out of bounds. The white hat speaking with the line judge. And no flags fly. Play on. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and so obviously Otis is going to be involved in this. Watch for the quarterback draw. I mean, just 3 or 4 things you're yelling at your defense, and your linebacker leaders are kind of hollering as the play's setting up. Watch the draw, or they're going to run that trips left or right and hit that kid who breaks in the flat. They've done 3 or 4 plays over and over that have hurt us.
4.5 minutes left. 2nd and 10. Helmet high snap. Hit! Jarred! Chris Harding met by perhaps the defensive player of the game to this point. Tayton Claiborne has found every crevice and has snuffed it out.
Yeah, I'm that one. That was kind of that quarterback draw, kind of. So, good job of staying home, not biting on anything, which there wasn't a punt, there wasn't a pitch fake there. But, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11. So let's win this one. Let's keep this one under a few yards or maybe even a knockdown pass or a sack even.
3rd and 11. Grizzly Nation getting behind their defense. 3:50 left. Labette County up 15-7 regional playoffs. It's an option play. A pitch on 3rd and 11, and it's not going to go for much. On the carry, Jordan Patterson, who played quite well, if I remember correctly, 2 weeks ago. Really interesting play call.
Yeah.
Coach Argabright egging on Grizzly Nation on 4th and 11.
Yeah, I'm a little scratching my head, too, on that. I mean, the option's a great play, but not necessarily in that situation. And I think that play started out of the shotgun anyway, so that play started really deep. So, yeah, this is the game, obviously. 4th and 11. Well, I shouldn't say it that way, but well, yes, I am. This is the game. 4th and 11.
4th down and 11. Chanute. Drop back. Harding looking left the whole time. Pressured from the right side. Kepley. Wyatt Kepley making him work for it. Harding evades, eludes, looks to tuck. He's hit. Throws. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. Michael Reed, Tayton Claiborne, Wyatt Kepley, baby. Turnover on downs. Labette County's going to get the ball at their own 47-yard line. Game not even close to over. Chanute has 3 timeouts with 2:47 left.
Yeah, and credit those D-backs. If you're at home and can reverse, those receivers were not open. So he had no one to throw the ball to cleanly, and then by the time he got back to this side, we had enough pressure on him. So, now this is where the Grizzlies have to just not – the mindset's not to just hand it off, kneel it down. We need a first down here or 2.
Handoff, Fields up the middle, squirts free. Gain of 6 on 1st and 10. That's about as good of a first down pickup as you could have asked for there.
Yeah, it is. And then the huddle, your leaders need to remind each other and remind everybody to stay calm. This is not the time to jump up and beat your chest and get a flag and back us up 10 or 15. Yeah, everyone stay in the moment, stay patient, stay, just grind this thing out, but don't be silly in the head because Chanute's probably going to be chippy too.
2nd down and 4. 2:08 left. Coach Frizzell still holding all 3 TOs in his pocket. Wyrick in the gun, Fields to his left. They're going to give it to Nash. Up the middle, runs into a wall, still pushing forward. The pile is moving. First down, Grizzlies. Still moving across the 40 to the Chanute 37. And that first timeout's going to have to be burned by the Blue Comets. still not over. Ball security. Gonna have to run a couple more plays. I'm not a mathematician, but I don't think you can kneel it yet. I really don't know.
But you are a fortune teller.
Hey, I would tell you what they're going to run here, but I don't want, a Chanute fan to text a coach or something like that, so I'm just not going to say.
Boy, I tell
I'm
you,
joking.
It took us 3 quarters to kind of develop that attitude, but I'm seeing it
Right.
now.
Man, it was kind of tight and tense for a while, wasn't it? Timeout, Chanute. Oh, an injured Blue Comet. I apologize. I did not see that at the 35-yard line, trying to see maybe who it is. We're going to step aside for 1 minute and get an identification on the injured Blue Comet.
At Labette Community College, we're passionate about medicine and compassionate about people. Our highly trained instructors provide innovative career-specific education in the field of diagnostic medical sonography. Do you already have an associate or bachelor's degree in healthcare? Earn an additional certification in sonography. LCC offers a 12-month completely online program with a clinical component. In as little as 1 year, specialize in OB, abdomen, or vascular. For more information, text pound SONO to 620-293-6671 today. Apply online at labette.com.
Labette County lined up for a first down and 10 play, and the game clock is running. So I don't think Coach Frizzell burned a timeout. I think it was just the injury to Bo Small that stopped play. I'm a little bit confused as the clock is running under a minute 15, minute 13, minute 12. Wyrick snaps it, gives it to Fields, runs for a few, and now Coach Frizzell burns his first timeout of the second half. Okay, so, all right. That was intentional by Chanute, obviously. I think that the stoppage of play took place because of the injury to the Blue Comet Bo Small.
Okay.
And now Coach Frizzell just burned his first timeout of the second half with a minute 8 left. Labette County leads 15-7. I guess assumed he was going to call it after we got the first, but
yeah, and most coaches, I'm sure all these coaches have cheat sheets because when you're in this situation in the ball game, you have to know.
Hard to think on the spot.
Yeah, situational, when you should use your timeouts or, there's certain things they have on sheets that just help them, make these decisions because, and if you wait till the moment to try to make some of these decisions. Now, they don't always go right off those sheets, but.
Yeah, and it makes sense to go ahead and burn that 40 seconds now because if Coach Frizzell calls that timeout, If Coach Frizzell calls that timeout when we got the first down, then he's almost a timeout behind. So he went ahead and just burned the 40 seconds now so his timeouts can keep up with our downs. Second down and 8, Labette County. Ball security, mighty important here. Handoff, Fields hitting the backfield, and he's going to go down. Not actually, but forward progress. Third down and 9 here. Chanute burns another.
Yeah, and as bad as I want to.
I think you'd got to make him burn the timeout.
Yeah, but I still would like to. And I know Argabright, I don't see another handoff like that. I don't think he'll do something silly, but I shouldn't say that. But what I mean is he's not afraid to take a calculated play call here. He's done it before. Something very safe, either just a fake handoff and a boot or just something a little different because Chanute is cheating so much and expecting the dive. They're just all collapsing. I mean, it's all men in now. I mean, what do you got to lose? They have to get us tackled quick and off the line and call timeout. So if we've ever had an edge on knowing what they're going to do, it's attack the handoff or the fake handoff. So we'll see. Real interesting. Coach Arkwright's a genius at offensive stuff, so I'm really curious what he's going to do here.
3rd down and 10, so Fields lost a couple yards on the carry. There's 1 minute and 2 seconds left in the game. Chanute has one more timeout. A first down wins you the game. We'll see if Coach elects to try to go for the throat or make him burn a timeout here. We have some early whistles, and it's going to be a timeout called by Coach Arkwright, eyeing down what defense Chanute was throwing at us maybe. We'll go ahead and keep it here and thank a few sponsors for allowing our broadcast to take place. We'd like to thank Idea Tech for coming on this year and sponsoring us. Tank Connection and Bowen Pharmacy is going to sponsor our post-game show here at the conclusion of tonight's game. Labette Health, Labette Community College, Forbes Hoffman Funeral Homes, Elm Haven Nursing Home, as well as Woodridge Estates, Labette Center for Mental Health Services, the Bartlett Co-op, Unified School District of USD 506, and the corner store of Altamont. As that's what's kind of exciting about this play is I know Coach Arkwright, and there's a chance, like I said, it's not going to be anything silly, the word that you used, but this could be something creative, we'll say.
Yeah.
3rd and 10, Wyrick's going to be in the gun with the man to his left and right. It's Nash and Fields. Has his hands below his face mask, high snap. Yeah. He's just going to hand it off to Fields, who's wrapped up and brought down at the 40. So, Arkwright's going to line him up and go rock'em sock'em robots to close this one out. That's the last timeout Chanute had with 57 seconds left. Now, this punt is important, presumably, because you can kind of kick it delicately and hopefully pin them inside the 10 and get your special teams return guys down there in time to down it or force a fair catch.
Yeah, and I wouldn't put it past Chanute to sell out and try to block this thing. Send 10 just hard, hot and heavy, and maybe put one guy, maybe not put somebody back. It's a chess match really right now to see what both coaches are going to do. I will compliment. I feel like Kepley and Wyrick have done a really good job on exchanges this half without Parker in there, midget. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's been seamless. They've done a really good job.
Those that missed are not sure what that means. Parker Midget, our center, was injured in the, I think it was the second quarter or first half. Got rolled up on, it looked like, and Wyatt Kepley came in and started running center in place of Parker and has done a fine job. Ottawa trails Kansas City Piper 21-22 in the 4th quarter. The winner of this game plays the winner of that one next week. Camden Good back to punt. Heels dug in the grass at the 47. Calls for the snap, collects it cleanly, punts it cleanly. It's a nice spiral that goes high in the air, lands at the 15, takes a grizzly bounce. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's going to come to a trickling halt at the 5-yard line. Was that Nolan this time? Can you see, Dad? Is that 5 or 9? That was Nolan Nash on the punt. Okay. So Nolan Nash with a nice punt down at the 5-yard line. So the Blue Comets have 45 seconds and no timeouts to go 95 yards to tie the game with a score and a 2-point try.
Yeah, and so here we go. Gosh, you don't want to let a receiver behind you, but you don't want to play such a soft prevent that you give 10, 12-yard passes like it's cotton candy. They catch it on full stride, and then they're hard to tackle. I hope we kind of keep pressure on the quarterback, and gosh, here we go.
Harding calls for it at the goal line, pressured, kind of a screenish play, not sure, but it falls incomplete as our defensive line was willed to get at their quarterback, but there was no receiver in the flat for him.
Well, that's what we have to have, and I know they're gassed. These guys have played a lot of them both ways all night, but Chanute's gassed. And, I mean, this is when you just dig deeper. It's just a different level of energy. We have to put pressure on the quarterback. We have to try to contain him, however you do that. And he's the type of kid that even in this situation, they don't want to, but they would do that draw again. They would let him run the ball all day long here. So, but Chanute has to get out of bounds or whatever. They can't burn a lot of time.
42 seconds left in the game. 15-7 Labette County. Kepley closes in. A pass is tipped incomplete as the pass hit in the helmet. Jordan Patterson went in the air and fell harmlessly to the ground. 3rd down and 10 Blue Comets with 37 seconds left. Ball still at their own 5-yard line, as this is where you just kind of want to end this game here.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
not let something get out to the 50, 40 where they can throw it to the end zone.
Right, and that was a screenplay there, which is a good call because our linebackers and everybody is so worried about getting back and dripping into pass coverage that he could have caught that ball and had a whole lot of line in front of him. So 3rd down.
Grizzly fans backing the 11 defensive guys on the field. Harding takes the snap, a QB draw up the middle, navigates traffic like a maze, runs into his own man, and then is brought down short of the first, so the clock will run. 4th down and 4 to go to sectionals and host next week. 4th down and 4 for Chanute with 18 seconds and counting. They don't have a timeout. Harding in the gun with Love behind him. Pressured from the front, throws it to the left. It is caught for a first, and a face mask is going to be called on Labette County with 7 seconds left, as catching it on the far side of the field. I think that's Bo Small, and it looked like his face mask was tugged right when he caught it. So with 7.6 seconds left, the ball is going to be somewhere. That was caught by Gage Cummings. The ball is going to be out near their own 35, 40-yard line.
Yeah, 32. It must have been a 5-yard penalty.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't blatant or whatever.
All right, wow. This is the final play, if not the second to final play of the game. Labette County leads Chanute 15-7. This game was 0-0 near the end of the 3rd quarter. Coach Argabright runs near the line judge, doesn't call a timeout, never mind, he does. He sprinted from midfield all the way over to the referee right in front of the Labette County sideline and called his second timeout of the second half. Thank you guys for being with us for tonight's broadcast. I'm Jack Leake III alongside my father, Jack Leake Jr. Hope you've enjoyed it, as I hope it's over soon.
Boy.
Labette County leads by 8, as take a step back to the 2 touchdowns Labette scored tonight. One was on an Aaron Wyrick quarterback run for about 35 yards, and the Nolan Nash kick was good. And the last touchdown was a run by Deontay Fields right up the middle on back-to-back good carries. And then the 2-point conversion was a fake point after attempt, and Kagan Bates ran it in. So here we go. Grizzly Nation slowly rises to their feet in the metal bleachers below me. 1st down and 10 Blue Comets, 7 seconds left in the game. Helmet high snap. Harding launches one deep down the sideline that falls incomplete. There's 2 seconds left in the game. This will be the final play, hopefully.
Yeah, barring a defensive.
Of the game.
You were a better predictor earlier.
I was.
Or fortune teller.
I was. Well, I feel like Chanute, should this go the way it appears it's going to, they moved the ball pretty well tonight. But credit Labette County's defense for a continuous bend but don't break effort tonight. Chanute was inside our red zone, felt like 4 or 5 times, and only scored 1 touchdown so far. Last play of the game to host sectionals for Labette. Harding's going to drop, throw a quick slant, looking for the pitch back. They've got it at the 40, 45. Multiple Grizzlies are there. Tackle made, and Labette County moves on to round number 3 in the 2025 Class 4A football playoffs.
Yeah, what a game. Boy, it had its own stresses and pressures, and you know, Chanute also just got undisciplined several times tonight, hurt themselves.
That hurt them, yeah. Penalty.
But Labette County rallied when they had to, you know, stood up and just really played a great game. Great second half.
Labette County will host the winner of Ottawa and Kansas City Piper, which last update I have gotten is a 1-point Piper advantage in the fourth quarter. As that's kind of neat, somebody's lighting off fireworks south of town over there.
Yeah.
Looks like maybe just a couple, I don't know, but some celebratory fireworks going off in Altamont nonetheless. Their football team is moving on to the sectional round of the playoffs. Let's step aside for a 2-minute break and come back with our Bowen Pharmacy post-game show.
Unbelievable! Sparklight is unveiling unlimited internet for just $25 a month. Get reliable 100 meg internet for just $25 a month for 12 months with unlimited data. That's unlimited internet. Call 877-469-3057 or visit sparklight.com/savings. Sparklight, a new breed in high speed.
Welcome in, Grizzly fans, to the Bowen Pharmacy postgame show. An update from the Kansas City Piper and Ottawa game. Piper's ahead 22-21, and Ottawa, with a minute 20 left, is driving and inside the red zone. So our opponent is yet to be known, but just like the Chanute and Lewisburg game last week, our opponent is in a close game. So curious how that one goes, if Ottawa can punch it in and score or not. But we're going to celebrate this one for a little bit here in tonight's post-game show. Labette County best Chanute 15-7 tonight in a game that was 0-0 until Labette County scored an Aaron Wyrick rushing touchdown with 37 seconds left in the third quarter. And then the second touchdown of the game for Labette was a Deontay Fields run that was a great effort as well. And the Kagan Bates 2-point conversion on the fake kick was good. So, boy, it was one of those games where we knew coming in it would be a lot closer, more than likely, than the last time we played Chanute here 2 weeks ago. 0-0 wasn't necessarily on my bingo card in the waning seconds of the third quarter, but Labette County got it done, and it's good to win a variety of games. Win a shootout, win a slugfest, win a low-scoring game, and this is a good one to have, kind of a feather in their cap.
Yeah, for sure, and I do have to say I'm really impressed with Chanute, and the game plan they brought was good. The heart and the energy they brought to the game. I felt like they controlled the first half, to be honest with you.
Yes.
We were flat. We were flat because they brought it to us, really. So, but we hung in there. Didn't get rattled. Didn't get impatient. And that's easy to do when you're playing a game that you're supposed to win. I mean, we played a team that – we had a running clock with 2 weeks ago. It's hard to tell a 17-year-old boy, you have to re-gear up for this team because subliminally they know that they beat that team. So that first half went a little like I thought it would, but yeah, what a ball game. So Chanute, I want to credit them for playing a really good game tonight. But look out on the field and how much fun is this team experiencing, this community, quite frankly, our school. So yeah, tremendous win, tremendous season, and so excited to be back in here next Friday.
As I forget that, you can win plaques along the way, as Labette County's the regional champions, as you can see, or I could anyways, the plaque they're holding there, getting a picture in the north side of Lucas Field. And so that's what's nice, Certainly a state championship is the goal, and I think attainable for this team. But you can also win some of these things along the way. Regional champions, sectional champions, sub-state, advancement. So what a good season this has been. Ottawa is going to try to kick a field goal to win the game, it looks like, and it is good, or not to win the game, I'm sorry. Ottawa makes the field goal, and so they lead Piper 24-22 with a minute 13 left. I'm misspeaking on a few occasions tonight. I'm sorry. I'm a little excited. A minute 13 left. Ottawa leads Piper 24-22 after a made field goal by the Cyclones. That game is in Ottawa, and Labette County hosts the winner of that game here at home next week at 7 o'clock. This is the Bowen Pharmacy postgame show of Labette County Grizzly football. Let's step aside for 3 minutes, and we will see if Coach Argabright begins to make his way up here to have a chat with us. Kansas City Piper looking to try to win the game late at Ottawa. They have the football, looking to drive, trailing the Cyclones of Ottawa 24-22. And there's 8 seconds left in the game, and Piper's looking to go deep. 4 seconds, the pass is launched, and it is intercepted. Ottawa's celebrating on my screen. Was it intercepted there? Sure looks like it. Had to have been. Ottawa's celebrating pretty mightily here on my iPad I have in front of me. I'm going to guess that's what it is. So I think it looks like Ottawa just won that game 24-22 over Piper. Sure looks that way. So I'll go ahead and say Labette County is going to host Ottawa next week here at home as they win 24-22 in the sectionals round of the playoffs. So chalk it is. Labette County, the 2 seed, Ottawa, the 3 seed. Playing in the sectionals, the winner will go to Sub-State. Again, that game will be here in Altamont. How fun is it to get to host 3 playoff games in the month of November? Labette County wins this one here tonight, though, by a score of 15-7. And it was a defensive brawl for much of the night. There were many 4-and-outs for these teams early. At halftime, it was 0-0, and there was only, I think at that point, 1 punt by either squad. And so a lot of teams, or both of us, were going for it on 4th down. And just getting off the field, and then it just kept happening over and over again. And then with 40 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, Aaron Wyrick ran a touchdown in for us. And then Chanute was able to score on their next drive. We scored on our next drive. And there you have your final score, Labette County 15, Chanute 7. There were a few moments tonight. If you're the Blue Comets, you look at some of the things, think back at some of the things, and think, man, we coulda, shoulda won that contest. They moved the ball better than us much of the night, but they did not capitalize and credit Labette County's defense on many of those red zone drives that the Blue Comet offense imposed upon us. They would get down to the red zone, even inside the 10, and that Labette County defense would stand tall. There were also a few moments where Chanute had some unsportsmanlike conduct penalties that hurt them. They had a run in the first half that got down inside the 15-yard line, and a penalty and then a holding call on the same play backed them up to the 30, 35-yard line. And that happened 3 or 4 times tonight, just those negating, crushing unsportsmanlike conduct penalties that Chanute had at certain moments that were not opportune. But credit Labette County only had 1 unsportsmanlike tonight that was after a PAT, so who knows, maybe mouthy or whatever. But Labette County played pretty clean as far as penalties is concerned, and they capitalized in the areas where their opponent could not tonight. That's how you win. Final score, Labette County 15, Chanute 7. Still awaiting the presence of Coach Argabright, as that is the final in Ottawa. Cyclones 24, Kansas City Piper 22. So officially, that game is over, and Labette County will host Ottawa here at home next week. There were a couple moments in tonight's game that I found kind of great magnitude, but kind of subtly, because it was the way in which things played out. As Coach Argabright's coming up here, Labette County was held scoreless and didn't have a lot going. And they scored after they got a blocked field goal. The crowd got back into it and all those things. And then, after Labette County scored to go up 13-7 after Chanute tied it, we faked the extra point and ran it in for 2. That was momentous because it turned what was a shorter mountain into an Everest for Chanute mentally. And so there were 2 things that just happened that got the crowd into it and the emotions back in the Grizzlies' favor. Let's take a 30-second break and have head coach Bradley Argabright. Welcome in, Grizzly fans, to my favorite portion of the Bowen Pharmacy postgame show, joined by head coach of those victorious Grizzlies again. 15-7, they best the Blue Comets of Chanute to move on to the sectional round in the playoffs. And Coach has with him up here a pretty-looking regional football champions plaque. Coach, what a great season. What a joy to watch this team play.
Yeah, you know, I'm just really proud of these guys. They've worked hard all year, started this summer, and, you know, our practice has just been tremendous where we're just ready to go. I keep talking about that week by week, but they're buying into the process. They're playing good football, and we're taking care of the football. I don't think we had any turnovers again tonight. You know, just playing good football right now. But I was really proud of the adjustments we made at half, and I was proud of the fight that we showed in the second half. First half, they played better than us, flat out. They were ready to play, and it didn't show on the scoreboard. But you know, we weren't rushing the ball like we should have been. And, you know, second half we kind of figured out some things and made things go in that fourth quarter when we needed a drive to go win the game. So just a great drive, and then a really good job by our defense tonight, holding Chanute to 7 points.
I think, you know, both units came in knowing we just played each other 2 weeks ago, and kind of hard to brainwash some of that. I get it. But what was kind of the preparation coming in, knowing that played pretty well against them a couple weeks ago, but knowing very well they're going to come in ready to rock? What did that look like for you all?
Yeah, you know, just making sure that we told our kids that, you know, it's going to be a dogfight. Chanute's been in the playoffs, and in the second, third, last year they're in the third round. The year before that they were in the third round. So, you know, they're a team that's been here. They know what it feels like. They know what it takes to prepare for a game like this. You can tell that when they came out of the gate. So for us, it was just making sure we were prepared, trying to force that playoff feeling on our kids, if that makes sense, where it's do or die, you know, and just making sure they know that every play matters. You know, it's the playoffs. Anything can happen. Throw the records out. It's a league opponent. You knew it was going to be a good game.
Yep.
And then just trying to give the right looks. You know, we practiced against a different front all week than they ran tonight. You know, I thought they would run a 5 front, and they ran a 4 front. So, you know, some of that was that first half adjustment we talked about, adjusting in the second half, lining up and blocking the right holes. So, you know, it's just they made adjustments. We made some adjustments, and once that kind of settled down, you know, we finally took care of business in the second half.
Certainly hope that center Parker Midget is okay. He went down in the first half. Wyatt Kepley came in and was flipping the ball to Wyrick. Thought he did a fine job coming in.
Yeah, you know, that's something we practice all year, and I'm glad we have. We've always had backups all year for each spot, and tonight was huge. You know, you lose your center, a guy that touches the ball every play. And, you know, that's a lot of people think, oh, that's no big deal. It's a huge deal. You know, it's just a different rhythm, different cadence. You know, we had a false start right off the bat with the new center. But I was so proud of Wyatt Kepley tonight. Stepped in. He was also on a bum ankle. You know, he was hurt from last week, kind of limited all week this week at practice. Didn't practice a whole bunch. And I knew he'd be ready to game tonight. So, and then a huge hats off to Keegan Stritsky. Comes in and plays right tackle. He's played a little bit this year here and there when we've kind of subbed some guys in and out. But, you know, to play both ways the whole game, that's a huge deal. You know, he was blowing some wind there at the end of the first half. He was tired. But I'm so proud of him for fighting, and that's a kid that has never played football, and we have him go play both ways in a regional championship game. So just really, really excited for our O-line and the way they battled. You know, it wasn't the first half they wanted. We really challenged them at halftime, and they came out and performed.
Someone commented on YouTube, and I'm assuming it was a Chanute viewer, and they said, "What are they feeding number 72?" insinuating that Keegan Stritsky played really well tonight. So that was fun to see. I thought there was a big moment in this game. It was 0-0. Offense was kind of stalling, and Chanute goes on to kick a field goal. We blocked it. And you turned around and got the crowd amped up. And we talked about it. I felt hope going into that possession because we got to stop in a different way. It sparked a fire. It sparked momentum. The crowd, you, the players. Talk about kind of that, because we went and scored, I think, on that drive. It just felt like kind of a nice little flip to me to get a block rather than just a stop on fourth.
Yeah, you know, that was a huge momentum play, and you know, I know that how momentum works in sports. You know, it's no different than basketball or anything else. You know, when our crowd got into it, our guys went a little harder. You know, they just got a little bit more going. And Chanute, credit to their crowd, they were going tonight. They were loud that first half. But like we talked about earlier, they've been in these spots. They know what playoff football feels like. And that goes for the crowd too. I was really, really proud of our crowd tonight of getting up on third downs, in that second half. Our guys feed off of it. You can tell when they're on the field, that last possession, our whole secondary is just amping them up. So, we hope it's going to be another packed crowd next week. It should be. It's going to be a huge game here. 8 teams left in 4A playing football, and we're one of the lucky ones right now. So we can't wait to play here again. We need you just as loud, if not louder, and really propel our guys because they feed off of you guys.
Coach, enjoy tonight, and you guys will hit the ground running on Ottawa. That is the opposition next Friday night to go to Sub-State. Congratulations, Coach.
Yeah, thank you. Just excited for our kids. They deserve this tonight. They've worked hard all year long, and I'm so happy for our seniors. Just a great group of young men that have battled for 4 years, and they're reaping the rewards right now. It's going to be a huge week next week. We're going to need all of Grizzly Nation here. I love the broadcast, but we need you here.
That's right.
We need you here next week and get these guys going. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great atmosphere, and it's a chance to go to the Sub-State semifinals.
Labette County wins it 15-7. That's head coach Bradley Argabright of those Grizzlies. And, I thought that especially on some of those, third and fourth downs there at the end of that game when the crowd stood up and everything, it really felt like we were going to get the stop.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, energy's a huge deal, and we just can't wait to play in front of you guys next week. Go Grizzlies.
Coach, thank you. Congratulations. Enjoy tonight. Thanks for joining us as always. 15-7 your final score. Labette County on top. Regional champions, but they want more. Sectionals round here tonight, next week at home against Ottawa. 7 o'clock kickoff, 6:50 Tank Connection pregame show. Obviously, if you're listening, you know where to find us. For Amanda back at the station making our voices heard, Jack Leake Jr., my father, and Caleb McKee, the cameraman, I'm Jack Leake III saying so long from Lucas Field. Safe travels if you're driving, and as always, God bless.